At nagbabalik, welcome to another episode of MPL Recall. For this Wednesday's show, we are gonna be going to take a look back at the history of our beloved league. Ang hindi marunong lumingon sa pinanggalingan ay hindi makakarating sa pinaroroonan. Sino ba nagsabi nun? I think that was our national hero, Dr. Gat Jose Rizal. My name is Leo, ang inyong host sa episode na ito. Kasama natin ang dalawang naggagwapuhan at kilalang kilala na mga personalidad sa ating liga at larangan ng esports. First up, nagbabalik sa MPL Recall, si Sh1nboo. Hanggang ngayon man, marami naghahanap sa'yo. Kumusta? How you doing?
Mahangin lang sa labas, yun lang, no? So don't mind the hair, mga kaibigan. I just want to emphasize yung contrast nung buhok ko sa kasama ko ngayon. So, and
actually, yun kayo naisip ko eh.
yeah, feeling great. I'm feeling great. Magandang araw sa inyo lahat. What's good sa'yo, Leo? What's up sa'yo, Lex?
Yep, good to be back again. Binabawi ni Sh1nboo yung medyo sabihin natin special features ng next nating guest, a veteran of the esports scene and of course isa sa mga pinakilalang streamer ngayon, personality pa rin sa Mobile Legends kahit na hindi na siya pro. Let's all welcome Lex. Lex, turn na, kumusta?
Hello, Leo. And of course, I'm very excited to work with you at saka kay Sh1nboo. Na-miss ko to si parang Sh1nboo eh.
Ay, lako. Huli tayo nag-meet pre sa Okada pa, pre. Nag-host ka doon.
True.
Ay, kita,
Oo ka eh.
Tagal na rin. Alright, so with that being said, guys, ilalatag lang natin ang ating pag-uusapan. Alright, sabi ko nga, ito ay isang throwback episode and we're gonna be looking back at the past 6 seasons of the MPL. Currently, season 7 tayo. Pero titingnan muna natin na yung season 1 and 2, ang early days. Season 3 and 4, nung medyo na-establish na ang MPL. And season 5 and 6, arguably the biggest it's ever been until today. Tapos gagawa tayo ng isang ultimate recall na may mga mainit tayong questions and of course, everyone's favorite, Midnight Real Talk. Nagbabaga. Hindi ko nga alam kung ano sabihin niya pero feeling ko mainit na eh. And of course, our all-time MPL Power Rankings. Real quick, tatanungin ko lang sa inyo. Let's start with Sir Lex. Meron ka bang favorite na season so far ng MPL?
Siyempre, nung nandun kami, nung top 3 kami, season 2. Bias.
Okay, sige. Una nating papasukin yon. Again, maaga pag-usapan natin. Ikaw, Shin, meron ka bang favorite era ng MPL?
No shitting, pero I cannot really put any something favorite sa era ng MPL. The thing to describe it is kasi the interestingly, the seasons of MPL has high contrast in it. Mm-hmm. MPL Season 1 is beginning times. MPL Season 2 is a question of anong meron, ba't di kayo nag-step up against Bren? And then you got Season 3 where everything is getting established and Kimi is reintroduced. Season 4 is the introduction of the new bloods, Onyx, new generation, and so is Season 5. Then we get Season 6, no? So, kung sa favorite, no shitting, pero ang hirap makasagot, hindi ko makumpara talaga. Parang
okay.
I really cannot take one over the other, ganon sa MPL seasons.
You know what? Based on that answer, feeling ko mahirapan tayong pag-usapan yung ultimate recall eh. Kasi doon talaga kailangan may sagot ka. Hindi pwedeng lahat maganda, di ba? Pero okay lang, sige. We will be jumping into that later on. Okay na, sige. Ayan, nag-iisip si Shin. Sige, guys, abangan. Once more, if you haven't yet, please do share the stream. Let us know that you're with us. Once more, this is MPL Recall. Sa aming pagbabalik, we're gonna jump into the early days of the MPL Season 1 and 2 ating babalikan. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. Welcome back to MPL Recall. This is the Throwback Special. Kasama natin si Sh1nboo, ang isang mga pinakamamahal nating shoutcasters and of course, a pro turned esports personality and streamer, Finesse Lex Eterna. Ako nga pala ang inyong host, si Leo, and we're gonna jump into Season 1 into the early days of the MPL. We're gonna be playing highlights of some of the best moments in the first 2 seasons of our beloved league. And habang ginagawa natin yan, alalahanin natin ito. This is Obs Gaming versus Aether Main Shin. Nandito ka nun, di ba? Pero hindi ikaw yung caster dito. Si Dogs to, tsaka si Zeus. Yeah, okay. Lex, naalala mo ba itong moment na to?
Oo, nalala ko yan. Nanonood ako dyan sa may SM MOA. Pero doon sa may likodan lang yan open field, tas sobrang init pa. Pinagpapawisan pa ako doon para lang makapanood. Pero naalala ko, dyan din ako na-inspire mag-pro dahil nakita ko nga, dati kasi kalaro ko lang yan sila Zapno. Tapos, naalala ko dyan ako na-inspire, nanalo sila Pain, nag-champion. Sabi ko, kasabayan ko lang ito dati. Tapos, naisip ako maglaro ng pro niya the following season.
Ayun, no? Yeah, this is
amin na pala to
regular season. Oh, yun nga Ayan, no, ito, nag-season 2 na. Yan. Nag-season 2 na.
Nag-season 2 naman.
Ang bilis ng growth ng liga, no? Ang bilis ng growth ng liga. Sakto sinabi mo, dito kami pumasok, dito ako na-inspire. Ayan, no? You're playing Kai here. Sh1nboo, ikaw, you have memories of this?
Yeah, actually, I want to return dun sa Obs tsaka, Aether Main. Isa yun sa remember, nag-remind sa mga casters na, grabe, what is this? Yun yung ang daming audience. I was in the audience during that time, man. It was a crazy time. Tapos, we go back to what is being shown here on the screen. We have the Bren Esports versus Archangel Ownage. This is actually a surprise game, no? Naalala nyo to na kung saan, parang ang kwento ulit is that yung Bren parang unbeatable in their form. Kasi kakagaling lang ng Bren Fresh lang yan dun sa kanilang championship, di ba? Mula doon sa
MSC, di ba? Yan yung sa Indonesia nila?
Yung sa MSC yun,
Okay, interesting. So again, looking back, parang ang fresh. It feels like it's just yesterday, but just the same, parang ang tagal-tagal na rin kasi sobrang iba na yung iba na itsura ng ML, iba na itsura ng liga, ng community. So, let's tackle a few things here. ML sobrang bago nun. Shin, ikaw, tatanungin lang kita. I think you would have a good opinion on this. Nung nagsimula yung MPL Season 1, what were your impressions of it? Lalo na yung sustainability niya. Nung nakita mo ba siya, sabi mo, magtatagal tong game na to?
Siyempre, alam mo naman tayo, honest tayo sumagot. Nung MPL Season 1, I want to be honest na when the project was given, it's just like another project given to me by MET. Tapos parang another event. Except when we were shown this scenario during the tournament day. Sabi ko, bakit parang may mali? Bakit parang ang daming tao? Especially nung season 1.
Sobrang daming tao.
This is not the usual audience that we have. Tapos, ayun na, ni-real talk ka ni ML, ni Mobile Legends, that Mobile Legends is actually the most popular game during that time. And the best part there, I mean, I don't care about the popularity, honestly. The best part there is that there are a lot of people there during that season 1 who are very happy on seeing their game having an on-site event. Kasi it was a first. Yeah, there are some key tournaments for MLBB. Yes, there were some activations of Mobile Legends on such as ESGS, di ba? There were mini tournaments for that. And of course, medyo jam-packed din naman siya. Pero iba yung galak at saya na nakita nila when they see Mobile Legends happening in the music hall of Mall of Asia. And I mean, it's not just the number of people. It's actually the happiness that you are seeing from them that makes you respect MLBB and makes you adhere to it nung season 1.
Yeah, yung passion talaga na-mention na to ni Boss Lex, right? Nandun ka nun, nasa venue ka nun, dun sa MOA Music Hall, na mainit, daming tao, lahat sila parang, uy, ang ganda, malaking event ng ML. As a professional player, I mean, ang dami mong oras na ipapasok para laruin yung game na yon. At that point ba, lalo nung nakita mo yung Season 1, MPL Championships, Playoffs, sabi mo, uy, parang worth it to. Anong naisip mo nun? Bakit mo nasabing gusto kong nandun din ako next season?
Actually, ever since ba naman bata ako, gusto ko talaga mag-compete. Kaso, syempre, nung Hindi ko nababagit yung edad, pero hindi naman kasi talaga uso yung esports no kapanahunan ko. So nakita ko yung nakita ko yung
May boto pa nun eh.
nakita ko yung Mobile Legends na merong highly competitive tas nasa music hall nga na ng Mall of Asia. I saw it as an opportunity na gusto ko din maglaro dito na napaka welcoming din yung mga tao kasi yung audience doon makikita mo of all ages may mga bata, may mga matatanda, iba-iba yung profession. May mga nakita ka ako doon parang nakapang sundalo pa yung suot tapos nanonood sila nung Mobile Legends. Hindi pa uso yun yung mga noon. Pero may mga nakita ko doon nakafatig pa. So nakita ko na talaga different professions, nakikita nila from all walks of life, nakikita nila Mobile Legends as a game para to enjoy din. So, malaki talaga yung nakita ko na future for Mobile Legends. Doon pa lang. So, sabi ko, sige, try natin mag-pro.
Just want to add nung season 1, men. Pati yung bouncer nagtatanong, sino po maglalaro, boss? Ganun. Pati yung mga bouncer.
Actually, totoo.
Nung season 1 pa lang, syempre nung mga sunod na season, ganun din. They're still asking. Pati bouncer.
Yeah, actually, season 3, noong una akong pasok, yung mga bouncer, yung security dun sa Le Pavilion. Alam ni Boss Lexi, nandun siya eh. Magkasama kami dun sa sa gilid eh. Pag nanonood, uy, sino ba yan? Malakas ba yan? Yan. As in, fan din sila. So again, season 1, 2, and 3, these are relatively the early days of the MPL. Parang nandyan na nga. So I think yung mga taong naniwala ng maaga or nag-invest ng maaga sa game na to, it's paying off for them now. And I think one team that really we have to look up to is ang season 1 champions natin, ang Aether Main. Aether Main is our MPL season 1 champions. They are also the MSC 2018 champions. Yun nga, nabanggit kasi sila yung lumipad because of this win right here. Coco, Hayes, Payne, Ribo, and Yuji. Shane, ano masasabi mo sa performance nila? I mean, you were there, you saw that, you were on the ground at the SM MOA Music Hall. Anong aura ng Aether nung mga araw na yun?
Kung performance ang pag-uusapan, man, yung term na malakas, Aether Main lang malakas, doon na talaga yung galing, without doubt. Aether Main lang yan malakas, at nung pinakalat yan ni Dogie, hindi lang yan basta sinabi lang or pinilit lang. Kaya yan inaccept kasi talagang malakas lang talaga yung Aether Main. They were running undefeated during the regular season of MPL Season 1. So in terms of performance, during Season 1, then I mean, lakas talaga nung Aether Main to the point na it gave birth to something like a colloquial term such as lang malakas, which is being applied to so many games. Minsan ina-apply pa yan sa mga products, advertisements, tingnan nyo, as in, you know? And ito na lang, regarding Aether Main, the crazy part also for them is that obviously, hindi lang yan sa performance nila sa season 1, it's actually their impact to the likes of Lex, to actually so many players na ngayon nga namamayagpag to until here on season 6. It's on the idea. They've shown, Aether Main, and of course si Dogie then has shown the idea of what can be or what can be achieved ng isang player. Anong attention ang pwede nilang makuha just because of them being so good. Yun yung sa Aether Main.
So, medyo history lesson para dun sa mga fans na hindi ganon katagal dito sa scene, no? Yung Aether Main lang malakas or Bren lang malakas, legit pala siya, literal pala siya nung
sa Aether Main
oras
talaga
na lumabas siya.
Hindi na yan
talaga.
Hindi yun
Hindi lang flex yun.
Kapag in-spam yun, parang wala naman yun kung wala talagang meaning. Ang problema, justified. In every game, undefeated sila. 2-0, nagugulat ang mga tao kung may nakakatsingas ng isa. I think isang beses lang nga talaga sila parang ang rare ng occasion na 3-game series sila. So, warranted yung lang malakas hindi siya makontra.
So,
ang lakas talaga.
They went above and beyond. Talagang they earned that phrase. So, going into season 2 here, Lex, when you played with Finesse, you were bound to face off against the team na nag-iisang malakas lang, di ba? Pumasok ka season 2, right? Pumasok ka season 2,
yes.
Tapos nakakalaro nyo na yung Bren or Aether Main. What was that like? Nung nakasama nyo na sila sa liga? Ramdam nyo pa rin ba yun?
Actually, kami yung unang tumalo sa Bren. Kami yung nagsimira dun sa long winning streak nila. Kasi never nga silang na 2-1. Kumbaga never sila natalo sa isang series. Kami yung unang tumalo sa buong series sa Bren. And it gave birth din na makita na, tao lang yung Bren. Or tao lang yung either hindi sila undefeatable, hindi sila unbeatable, gano'n. Ako, to be honest, yung sinabi din ni Sh1nboo, they're very ahead of their time. Sila lang yung may rotation ng unang panahon. Hindi uso yung change lanes ng unang panahon. Parang take care of your lanes lang ng unang panahon ng season 1 eh. But Bren was the one who's parang changing lanes consistently. Tapos nung season 2 yun na nakapag-adapt na yung mga players. And of course, nung natalo na yung Bren, doon na rin nag-give rise na magkaroon ng parang hope na makahabol yung mga ibang teams.
Okay, so yung pagtalo ng Finesse sa Bren at that time, parang siya, wake up call na parang guys, kung kaya namin, kaya ninyo. 'Di ba? Parang medyo nag-catch up na yung buong liga, mas naging interesting siya. Real quick, looking at the comments, may tanong si Covinry ang ating page. Like and share, by the way, for more content like this. Either main, best MPL team of all time ba? Sumagot na kayo guys, comment down below. Real quick shoutouts to Yuko, to Eric, to Matthew, to Eric, hindi sila isang tao, Roch, to Mark, to Angelo, to Renmar the Reptar, and to Dex. There's a few more, Maria Cristina, Mon, ang daming viewers right now. Thank you guys so much. Again, you haven't yet, share the stream. Let's move on. We're already talking about Season 2. And Season 2, sabi natin, things got a little more interesting. And so far, muntik na mag-back-to-back ang Either Main / Bren Esports. Pero, iba ang nagwagi, iba ang naging kampyonato dito sa Season 2. Ang pinamagatang or pinangalanan nating The Comeback Kings. This gave birth to the El Clasico. Bren versus Signal, ang Season 2 champions natin. Sir Lex, this is where you went third place. So, it literally could have been you guys in one of these slots, no? Either Bren Esports versus Finesse or Signal versus Finesse. What kind of series was
Prior
this?
to...
Ikaw yung nag-cast ka dito. Sorry, Lex, yes.
Prior to kasi, kami yung kalaban ng Signal tas Signal yung naglaglag sa amin. Pero yung Bren, sa mga other tournaments kumbaga hindi MPL, other smaller tournaments, na natatalo namin yung Bren, kami na yung nagcha-champion. So, expectedly, kaya naming palagan yung Bren when it comes to kapag pumasok kami ng finals. Yun nga lang, yung Signal talaga, yun talaga yung nagiging harang din sa amin. Kumbaga, parang kami nun parang bato-topic kami ng datingan ng Bren, Signal, tsaka tsaka Finesse Solid nun.
Oo, na bracket lang kayo. Nasa brackets lang talaga siya.
Hindi napunta kasi kami lower brackets eh. So, ginapang namin yung lower bracket hanggang third, hanggang makapasok kami na third eh.
If it happened that way, sana naging Bren, Finesse Solid, tapos, who knows? Shin, you were casting this. This was at the circuit. There was a circuit Makati, no? Ito yung parang, I gotta say, ito yung napanood kong MPL na parang sabi ko, gusto ko maging host ng event na yon. Hindi ko pa alam na magka-caster ako nun, sa totoo lang. And I saw it, I'm like, parang gusto ko maging part nun ah. So, can you tell me what the energy was like for this first El Clasico?
Una sa lahat, nakakaligaw. Yung circuit Makati. Kasi walang diretsong commute dun eh. Lang doon, grab ka lang talaga doon, no? The energy there is, wala na. Actually, by season 1 pa lang, especially by season 1 finals day, nape-predict na namin na every tournament will be jam-packed. And it's actually on the idea or pressure that the league needs to take its own form, need to take its proper form so that it can be led to proper directions on future seasons, no? Pero ayun, ito maganda. Very same vibe as with season 1, but the energy on Makati circuit during season 2 was of curiosity as well ng mga tao sa labas. Kasi alam naman, normal na ang MOA magkaroon ng maraming tao. Pero dun sa Circuit Makati, nabalo yung Jollibee dun sa baba. Diba? Nabalo yung Jollibee. So,
hindi sila sanay na gano'n.
May ad ako dyan.
Oo.
May pila. Hindi pa bukas ang Circuit Makati. Puno na yung pila.
Hindi sila sanay. Gulat.
Kasi pila talaga yung tao sa labas. Dumog.
Doon. Kasi sa MOA, medyo alam nila na lagi namang may event dun sa music hall. Pero dun sa Circuit Makati, medyo hindi sila sanay, especially on that space there, di ba? And of course, for the running vibe, I just want to get back onto that Bren versus Signal. Pangyanig kasi talaga yun. Kasi nga, they yung comeback kings. Di ba? Yeah. That was the time where Signal became champion, right? Especially for the final. So imagine a very curious place on a very new and excited audience who wants to really shout because they've known the experience of season 1. Also, asking questions, can either mean can Bren be defeated? Because right now, more than ever, there are chance of it doing delivered by Signal Ultra, diba? So, yeah, napaka-ecstatic din nung vibe. Sabi ko sa'yo, Leo, lahat nung season yung gaganda. Kaya ang hirap ikumpara one over the other kasi they have their own stories di ba?
Oo. Iba-iba yung hype nila, yung specific trait. One more question for Sir Lex here. As a player, no, and you would know this best. Again, sila ang naglaglag sa inyo. What makes Signal very good as a team? Kasi comeback kings sila eh. Tama ba yung bansag natin sa kanila na comeback kings? Ganun ba talaga yung lakas nila?
Oo, kasi even nung series namin, naalala ko yung Lolita setup nila yung nagpanalo sa kanila eh. Yung Lord Push na namin yun, tapos na 5-ban Lolita setup kami eh. So, GGWP kami dun eh. Tapos pati yung mga pana ni Few, si Lina pana ni Few. Talagang lasan talaga yung pana ni Few eh. Even nung sa Bren, alam ko, pana ni Few yung tumapos sa Bren nung time na yun eh.
Parang may magnet, I guess it's just their mechanical skills talaga, individual skills nila na pumapasok at the very perfect moment, kaya nakabaliktad sila. Ladies and gentlemen, more on the throwback special in just a bit. Sa aming pagbabalik, we're gonna go take a look back at the MPL Season 3 and Season 4. Okay, lilipad na tayo. I mean, magko-commute na tayo from Circuit Makati over to Le Pavilion. Nandun din kami tatlo ni Lex at ni Sh1nboo, literally. And of course, kasama niyo kami dito sa MPL Recall. Kami magbabalik. Don't go anywhere. This is MPL Recall and this is Cups. Gusto ko na ipakilala ang aking pusa. Ayan, napaka-cute. Okay. Alright, my name is Leo, ang inyong host sa episode na to. And of course, sama natin pa rin Lex of Finesse Solid, of course, still a very strong and popular MLBB personality and streamer. And of course, ang pinakamamahal nating si Sh1nboo. And we just came from talking about the first and second season of the MPL. Ngayon, Season 3 and 4 naman, wherein we can clearly say that the league has slowly established itself. Para pag sinabi mo MPL, alam ko na yan, hindi na yan bago. We're gonna be playing some highlights from the best moments of these two seasons right now while we reminisce. Lex, you weren't active anymore. You weren't a pro anymore, right? During this time.
Nung third season, nandyan pa ako. Fourth season na ako umalis.
Okay. But I remember you were with us, di ba? Parang nanonood ka rin nung last day nung playoffs.
Oh, of course. Nandyan pa rin.
Yan. Okay, so any favorite moments from season 3 or 4?
Pinaka gusto ko syempre yung yung revelation ni Zeus na nung nag-post yung nag-champion ng Archangel, si Jeff Cutie. There was a time kasi ng season 2, sabi niya next season ako na yung magcha-champion. Tapos looking for team, parang ganon. Tapos pagdating ng season 3, sila ngayon nag-champion, sila Jeff Cutie ngayon nag-champion for Archangel. Kalimutan ko yung team niya, basta Archangel yun.
Oh, yeah.
Yun yung parang for me, yun yung parang for me pinakamalaking part doon kasi Archangel ngayon nag-champ na.
Oh, parang minanifest niya, no? Shin, ikaw, you have any favorite moments? Kasi parang 3 and 4, it feels like iisa lang sila para sa akin eh.
Hindi naman. Actually, yung 3, makulit ang 3 ha. I think kung di ako nagkakamali, 3 is the summer theme tournament.
Yes.
Broadcast
Summer
wise,
team, true.
Broadcast wise, yan yung nagsisimula na kaming gumambol ng kung ano-anong experiment or experience for MPL kasi parang tiwala na kami na we are with MPL now, we are handling MPL. Now we want to make sure that MPL ay mamahalin ng mga tao through creativity, through different moments. And actually na-amaze nga ako, tama ka Lex, ngayon lang ako na-remind nung nangyari nga yung nung binanggit ni Jeff Cutie Forever, Nostrang ni Jeff Cutie Forever nung dineclare niya na siya nga yung magcha-champion. And yes, actually to emphasize that I know the great games done by Archangel kasi midway sa tournament sabi ko din magcha-champion yung Archangel. Mm-hmm. And the best games that they have was one with Execration. Yun doon na introduce yung isang one hit na moment. It was a moment where Rio tried to actually final hit yung base. Tapos another one would be of course yung finals na between Bren and Archangel. Kasi din yun dinidis ko yung Dusion ni Rio. Bakit nag-Rio? Ay bakit nag-Dusion sa final game? They are behind na. High gamble na champion nung time na yun. As I was proven wrong by Archangel ba Sabi ko, sayang championship na ginusion pa tapos ayun nga naging nag-champion nga. Yun yung that's season 3 for me. Yan yung
season MVP pa Season MVP pa. And of course, yung Grak ni Lusty. Shoutouts to Matthew here in chat. Nandito rin si Jay. Oh my God! MPL Season 3 champion. Si Jay, nandito nanonood. Again, a member of Archangel. Nakasama niya yung coach niya. Yung Fusion ni Rio.
Na-prove wrong ako ni Rio. Kasi nga, sabi ko, parang mas maganda yung safe pick Mas gusto ko yung safer pick sana. Pero ginusion yung final pick Si Jay naman yung nagpauso ng German cat. Yung Kaja. Jay.
Yeah. For support hero, ang ganda. Ang ganda ng clear power ng isang Kaja. But yeah, so that's season 3 and maybe a little bit of season 4. Nag-play yung ating highlights. We'll cover that in just a bit kasi iba rin ang storya ng season 4. Napaka-ganda rin ng season 4. Ibang-iba. So real quick, as a history lesson, and again, some stats, Hindi lang puro tayo kwento dito. Let's bring up a graphic here talking about how much MLBB has grown through the years and how steady the player base is. So, ang daming nangyayari sa totoo lang in today's landscape. Parang ang dami natin pwedeng gawin, ang dami natin pwedeng laruin. May Netflix, ang daming games na free to play. Pero yung isang rason na we always go back to ML, that's super impressive. So yeah, we're gonna bring up a graphic here that shows the growth of the player base of ML. So you'll see a curve here na parang tataas siya. tataas siya. And here it is, right? Anong date to? So 2021 to 2021 to. Tingnan mo to. Pataas pa rin siya oh. So that's the number of players, and the average monthly players in the last month of February is 78 million. Alam niyo ba yun, guys? Na may 78 million players ang ML?
Hindi,
Oh,
kaya
hindi
ko
ko alam
nalaman yan. Kaya ko nalaman yan. Dami Yan yung, ano? Is that possible na yan din yung online? Hindi naman online.
Hindi naman like online. I think
Hindi naman sabay-sabay na online.
Ay, oo. Feeling ko sabog yung servers, but I guess this is just based on activity, no? So, this is the result of all our hard work, no? Bilang streamer, bilang shoutcaster, bilang personality, lahat tayo tumutulong sa pag-maintain nito. Again, may mga dips, pero
hindi naman to sa Pilipinas lang.
Oh, no, not at all.
Pilipinas lang ba to?
I think,
All over the world na to.
I think all over the world na to.
Actually, the best way to go about this graph, graph, no, sorry to interject, is pansinin nyo yung curves of going up and going down and what happened during those dates. I think March 30 yata was conclusion ng season 5. Di ba ako nagkakamali? Or January. It may seem na deep yan. Kung mukha lang yung deep, pero hindi talaga yung deep eh. Rising action yung susunod dyan eh. Rising graph. As you also have a March 30 din. Ang gusto ko malaman yung yung kailan nagkaroon ng yung one of the highest CCB. One of the highest CCB sa MLBB.
Right.
Yung di ba sa NXP
ano
yun? NXP versus
NXP tsaka XA yun eh. So, I think there was a moment of peak there kasi ang taas talaga nung nung reach noon sa Facebook and other so many socials. Kaya feeling ko yun yung isa sa nagpa-peak noon. And I mean, it's a given so very big player base siyempre talaga for MLBB.
Yeah, perfect. So again, that's just an image of what it looks like now. So talagang pwede nating masabi na still MPL, MLBB is growing. Now let's go back into the throwback here. Season 3, Archangel. Yan, sige, pasok na tayo. Let's talk about Archangel now. They were the champions that came out of nowhere, and surprisingly, kahit ako nung nandun ako sa event mismo hindi ako makapaniwalang sila yung nakaupo sa upper bracket. Sila yung nagpapahinga. Yung Bren ang gumapang. Yung Bren ang umakyat from the lower bracket. And I think one of the few reasons how they did it was again, malakas na talaga sila. They were great players overall. Fitzkyun, Rio, Kilowash, Jeff
Legendary! Legendary
the
6-man pa eh. Si Fitzkyun. The legendary 6-man. Si Fitzkyun pa.
Si Jay, and then I think this is I'm not sure if this is JJ from Muntan. So this was in Le Pavilion, all right? The champs that came up from out of nowhere, medyo tahimik sila nung season. Like they were steadily winning games. They were always on the upper half of the brackets and the standings. Nung inaaral ko yung stats noon. And I gotta say, there were so many X factors Pero Lex, for you, bilang player dun sa liga noon, bakit malakas yung Archangel nung season 3?
I think because of the sa offlane nila si Kiluwash. Ang laking pressure kasi yung binibigay ni Kiluwash sa side lanes namin Or actually even in other teams din. Kiluwash back then was unstoppable. Parang kapag si Kiluwash nilagay mo sa isang side lane, nakokontrol niya yung buong lane, napapareact mo yung ibang teams na i-double team siya. So nakukulangan ngayon yung other teams mo. So nagiging 2v1 kay Kiluwash pero yung iba 3v4. So lugi ka din sa tatlo. So Kiluwash was really carrying the malaki yung impact ni Kiluwash sa entire team na yun.
Yung lakas ng isang player parang napipilitang magdagdag ng effort yung iba. Shin, ikaw, what do you think made Archangel really
din,
strong?
diba, Lex, nung season 3, ang high impact kasi ng side lane nung term na yan. As in, I think season 1 obviously is about dives, going in and out as presented by either. Pero siyempre, iba lang talaga yung level nila. Ahead of their time sila. Then, season 2 involves more of prolonged fights. Nung na-introduce sila...
Mga tanks doon, Beleric.
Pero sure ako Leomord di ba? Yan, Leomord nung mga time na yan
Puso si Leomord.
Where you want to prolong team fight tapos may clean up. Pero sa season 3, nagkaroon ng macro in a sense that side lane sa impact. Nagkakaroon ng 4-1 madalas, di ba?
Malakas madalas.
Wow, madalas yung 4-1. So talagang fit na fit din yung yung Ewan ko kung si Kiluwas yung nag-capitalize ng running meta na yon or or yung meta yung talaga naging in favor sa playstyle ni Kiluwas. Kasi narinig ko dati sa interview din ng Archangel, sabi din ni Kiluwas talaga, hayaan nyo lang ako. Ganun lang, hayaan nyo lang ako. Tapos ayun din na nangyayari, nagiging lang siyang high impact player as the four continues to make their play. Ganun.
Kilowash still a player in the league right now, MPL Season 7. He's playing with Aura Philippines, and I must admit, malakas pa rin si Kilowash ngayon. 5-minute Lotars, shoutouts sa chat, they know what we're talking about. Real quick, I also want to bring this up. Again, I think a few people will agree. Season 3, parang dito naging highlight ang coach. Naging importante para sa kahit sa mga viewers, yung coach ng team, and I'm talking about Coach Panda, Brian Lim here. Lex, anong take mo dito as a player, and also you have some coaching experience. You acted as more of a kind of a guide when you were playing with your team. Parang ikaw yung coach noon. How important was that?
Actually, wait lang. Meron kaming coach na hiwalay sa SGD noon tayo. Parang meron kaming physical coach, tapos meron kaming mental coach noon. Pero coach in-game kasi hindi kasi ko yung akala ng taong drafter. Ang drafter talaga namin back then was Dale. Ever since, si Dale talaga yung pumipili ng picks.
Pero in-game,
ang sa amin lang
shot caller.
Shot caller ako, no? Kasi ang sa akin nun was Akay. So, Akay Kadya kasi ko nun. So, ang kapartner ko talaga was Carl. So, every time na may papasukin kami, ako yung mag-shot ko. Tara, dito tayo. Yung rotation, nasa akin yun. Noong time na yon. So, going back din sa question mo kung gaano important yung coach, it's actually malaking bagay yun kasi naiiwasan yung pagsisisihan ng mga players in-game kapag pangit yung draft nyo. Kasi diba doon pa lang sa draft, nagtatalo na kayo, tapos hindi maganda yung early, mid-game nyo, siya sa late na dapat kasi ito yung pinik na kasi dapat iba natin to eh. So, but if there's a coach, merong nagiging responsible doon sa magiging draft. Tapos yung gagawin lang talaga ng mga players is to play kung ano yung binigay sa kanila ng coach nila.
Yep. And that's a big responsibility. Parang bawas burden. Parang focus na lang talaga sa laro. And I think Panda did that well. So, we'll move on from Season 3. Very, very impressive again run for Archangel. Ni Nostra nga ni Jeff Cutie forever yon. Let's move on to Season 4. And I'm talking about two teams dito. So totoo lang, I think Season 4 and even kind of Season 5 were dominated by two specific teams. One of them, Onyx Philippines. Kinikilala bilang Dream High nung kanilang qualifiers run na napakalakas din naman. They were so strong. I think hindi ko alam kung first or second sila nung open qualifier Season 4, pero ito yon. That's Wise, Oh My Venus from left to right, Zico, Dilar yung naka-yuko, tapos yung isa si Iyakno, and then hindi ko alam kung bakit sa kanan nakatayo ng ganito si Grid, pero si Grid yung sa kanan. Sobrang
Poste.
Sabi ni Mama dito ako, sobrang significant ng run ng Onyx because again, this was their first season. A lot of them have been making the rounds in the amateur scene, pero imagine mo yung first season, what as nag-grand finals kayo, and again, a player that a lot of people will bring up still today, very, very popular, Oh My Venus. Shin, as a shoutcaster, you casted the moment, yung nag-turn around na yung Onyx, dapat mananalo na sila 3-0, best of 5.
Probably.
What made this team so strong for you?
For Onyx, right?
Yeah.
Onyx or sorry. Onyx or Sunspark?
Onyx. We're talking about Onyx kasi
Onyx.
sila yung minamata ng mga tao eh.
Actually, bonus lang yung greatest moment. I think I would put that as the greatest moment talaga din in MPL so far, yung comeback na yon. Cause ang na-outplay doon lahat. Okay, ang na-outplay doon lahat. Even you could dapat may camera yung buong dapat may camera yung buong season person ba yun? Le Pavilion ba yun?
Season 3 Le Pavilion. Season 4 SMX.
SMX. SMX. Sa SMX. Dapat may camera yung buong SMX para makita yung reaction ng crowd na nag-cheer na para sa Onyx. Tapos biglang yung camera puman out, nag-drag pababa.
Sa base.
Para
sa minion.
Binasag talaga ng minions eh. But, ayun, bonus lang yun. Pero if to directly answer your question, makes this team strong, you have to go back onto the totality of Season 4. The introduction of how deadly, ironically, can be sustained champions are Estes and Rafaela. Yan ang pinauso ni Omay Venus, ni Queen Venus.
Yeah.
That is without doubt. And that is actually one thing na matagal nang pinaglalaban ni Dexter, no? Pero feeling ko lang, ang naglaro to it effectively was of Onyx nga. Pero even Blacklist has been rolling it, that kind of composition. Even Dexter really loves that Rafaela way back pa. So, ayun na, the way you see it, yun yung strength ng team na to. Not to mention, they gave the idea, remember, from season 1 to season 3, the idea is to actually build strength from the learnings from other teams. But Onyx Esports introduced the idea of learning from, Onyx Esports introduced the idea of having a strength as a team without having to learn from other teams. They really presented new strategies, right?
Yep.
They really presented new strategies, especially the sustain strategy, especially on how they do their main skirmishes pag simula pa nung game. And ayun yung strength ng team na to. Bagong-bago talaga. Isipin mo, nakakuha ka ng bagong-bago. Season 4 pa lang. That's very beautiful for the league.
Yep, and I think one of the main strategies that they brought up na minay-mention ngayon sa chat, guys, you know your history, is the 5-man mask. Lex, ano reaction mo dun sa 5-man mask? Nung nakita mo siya, parang, ang daya nun na, bakit ganun?
To be honest, actually, nakita ko ngayon, kaya siguro Phoenix naman kasi talaga ng Moonton right after. Kasi naging bug nga talaga siya. Parang, it was not intended to be played like that. Pero since hindi naman talaga bawal before, so, ginawa nila, they capitalize. Ang maganda naman din doon is pinakita nila yung creativity nila to parang circumvent yung rules. Parang gano'n. Kasi, kumbaga, they nag-think out of the box sila na usually kukuha ka dalawang players. But, yun, ginawa nila 5-man mask. At doon na nga talaga nag-shine yung, makikita mo yung may sarili silang pag-iisip.
Di ba? Sorry, to interject Just want to get a review. Isipin mo, season 1, ang kwento, Aider lang malakas. Season 2, sino makakontra kay Aider? Ang sumagot ay Signal Ultra. Then season 3, Jeff Cutie Forever declaring that we will become champion. All we need to do is just beat everyone. Then season 4 entered na kami pa ang Onyx, nagbabasa kami ng lahat ng items and we study everything and we will present. Gets nyo? Parang hindi siya, Onyx strength is built not just on others, kundi talagang from the very basic foundation of ano kayang pwedeng magawa sa Mobile Legends. That's what they have done. Ayan.
Yeah, and then ang maganda doon is hindi lahat ng storyline magkadikit. So parang may bago ring nabubuo every season. Hindi lang siya parang parating Bren lang or parating Archangel lang, parating Onyx. Sunod-sunod siya and then iba-iba rin. Which brings us to again, a heartbreak or the irony for a lot of fans. Kahit anong lakas ng Onyx, Sunsparks ang nagwigi doon sa season 4 because of that one moment. And now, this is the start of an era. Raflesia, KillVJ, JP, Renzio, and Fuzakin, and wala dito sa picture si Sky, si SK Flex, no? Previously known as Bren No Limit, nung season 3, parang ang dami nagsasabing, malakas yung team na yan eh. Mechanically speaking, sobrang they're primed for success. It's just, they have the nerves kasi medyo bago sila. But season 4, man, this is the start of an era. Spoiler alert, well, technically not. It's been years. But sila ang unang nag-back-to-back champion sa MPL Philippines history. And it's because of that one moment, no, yung reverse sweep nila. I still am a lot lost for words. English broadcast, ako nag-cast noon and mawalan na ako ng boses, ng hininga because of that 5-game series. Lex, Sunsparks, what's your take on Sunsparks?
Maganda rin yung foundation nila kasi hindi naman normal yung may isip mong mag-TP ka sa sarili mong, di ba, just to save. Ginawa niya immune eh. Yung tawag doon, ginawa nilang immune yung mismong, with the use of arrival. So, yun actually nagpanalo sa kanila, di ba? And plus tinulak ni Raflesia papalayo yung mga minions para hindi matapos nila OMIV yung base. Pero pag tinignan mo naman talaga sila, they really have that capability din. Kasi yung mechanically speaking nga, tama, they're really, really good naman talaga when it comes to ML. Siguro nung season 3 nga, they were just new kids on the block, kaya hindi pa sila nag-bloom. Pero lalo na si Kiel, siguro kabado, bata eh. Pero nung medyo nag-mature, pagdating na season 4, nasanay na sa pressure, doon na din lumabas ang galing talaga ni KLVJ. Naalala ko
Sobrang.
siya yung nakakimi nung time na yon, tapos alagang-alaga. Kaya ang tagal ng mga games kasi pinoprotektahan siya nung Hylos tsaka nung isa pang tank, tapos lagi lang siya nasa bush. Tapos ang kalaban was katapat ng Kimi is parang Hanzo. Hanzo yung naghahanap din sa Kimi. Parang gano'n.
Yep. Dapat talo yung matchup pero dahil nga sanay na, dahil nag-mature na as a player si Kiel, he's able to win it. So again, that's season 4, and this was the beginning of an El Clasico. And another El Clasico, 'di ba? Kung kunyari Bren versus Signal, ngayon naging Sunsparks versus Onyx, and this single 5-game series, it kind of established this new era in MPL. Shin, did you believe na ito yung magiging rivalry na papanoorin natin, or may iba ka pang rivalry na naisip during season 4?
Sa start ng season 4 or conclusion ng season 4?
Conclusion, like at the end of it, parang feeling ko hindi pa to tapos eh.
Oh, yeah. Hindi talaga. Actually, di ba, naka-hype sa season 5, maglalaban ulit yung Aura tsaka yung Onyx, di ba? Nung naging Aura yata yung, yung Sunsparks during that time. Kasi what the hell anong result yun, di ba? Again, it's very, very easy to put on paper kung paano na ipanalo yung team fight na yon. Okay? Push ng Onyx, teleport by Rafflesia. Immune, turret immune. There are 2 hits yata. Kung daw nagkakamali, there are 2 hits there na mitigate ng immunity. That could have finished the game. 2 hits.
Yep.
Tapos, ang ginawa pa ni Rafflesia, Flicker ultimate yata sa minion.
Yep.
Para itulak yung minion para ma-up yung turret protection.
Tapos hindi mapatay nung Cho, hindi masuntok yung base.
Hindi pa rin, di ba? And ayun, that's how many moments, ang dali-dali. Then yung minion wave na iwan dun sa may bandang baba, and it finishes up the game because nasa critical levels na yung buhay ng Onyx. So, parang sa sobrang dali niya, again, when it comes to esports, if those kinds of moments happen, they are great, they are awesome, pero there are always a question of na minion wave hindi siya dominating game. There are merits to a dominating game when you want to establish which team outclasses the other. That game, it doesn't establish Sunsparks outclassing Onyx, no? It's just a great moment. It's a moment where it counts a lot kasi championship siya. Ganon. Kaya, yes, the answer is yes. Naka-establish talaga siya ng rivalry between the yellow and the blue, between Onyx and of course Sunsparks.
Yep, and I think, yun nga, again, nakabasa dito guys, nakasulat sa baba, start of an era. Season 4, yun ang nagsimula kasi susundan to.
Yeah.
Season 5,
Yeah.
and Season 6, totoo na. Yes.
Oo, especially naalala ko ang parang lamang sa series noon was Onyx. Parang humabol lang talaga yung Sunsparks dun sa best of 5 series nila.
Yep.
Ito. Actually, ano nga ba to? 2-0 na, Lex.
2-0 na nga eh.
Yung Sunsparks. Oo. Tapos, ang lamang na, ang momentum, Onyx.
Okay.
Na yan eh? Oo. Ano na dapat yan naging 2-2. Tapos, in theory, kaya tama ka nung sinabi mong ang lamang doon, Onyx. Kasi, kung sino yung nagmo-momentum, in theory, siya yung lamang. Okay?
Okay. Tama.
Siya, pag na 2-0 ka, tapos nakabulan ka ng 2 games, ano talaga yun?
True,
Momentum
true.
yun nung kabila. Tapos lamang na sa game 4. Lamang na sa game 4 yung
Tapos na yung game 4.
Yung Onyx Pero ayun nga, crazy nung storyline niya.
Ridiculous. So ayan guys, simula pa lang yun. Actually, until today, meron pa rin konting rivalry. Magkapit bahay, actually, ang Sh1nboo tsaka Aura-PH. So, with that being said, we're gonna follow up this story. When we come back, we're gonna check out Season 5 and Season 6. Stay with us. You're watching MPL Recall. Welcome back to MPL Recall. It's the throwback special, and we're down to the last leg of our season recap. Season 5 and 6 naman tayo. Medyo nalalapit na. Technically, parang last year lang to. Season 5 and 6. Once more, my name is Leo. Kasama natin dito ang ating pinakamamahal na mga special guests, of course, Sh1nboo with a 1 for an I. Mali yata yung spelling nung nameplate mo. Pero yeah, Sh1nboo. And of course, Pines Lex Eterna here.
Hindi one.
Oh, ay siya, mali. But right now, we're gonna take a look back at season 5 and 6. Guys, in the chat, ilagay nyo na dyan kung ano yung mga favorite nyong moments from season 5 and 6 as we play you some highlights from these two very, sabihin natin, developed phases of the MPL. Season 5, parang dito, ang sikat pa rin dito, yung New El Clasico pa rin. But some new teams came up as well. BSB, one of them, and U-Level. Shin, your memories of season 5?
Yeah, man. When it comes to season 5, I think that is the one mainly done online, no? And we just came fresh kasi sa season 4. So there's the question of who are the fresh names. I think it's about time where, I mean, celebrated pa rin naman yung mga OGs ng MPL. Pero dito, mula season 4 natuto yung mga tao na there are some merit on anticipating new names. So, ayan. Syempre may mga mainstay pa rin tulad nila Wise, nila Few. Pero, for example, dito na-emphasize sila Chaknu, di ba? Especially when he presented himself during the nationals dyan. Yan yung mga moments. And also, other draft-ins din doon nagsisimula pansinin yung mga bagong addition ulit sa mga teams nila. Mula sa side ng execution. Actually, yung mga tulad nila, Onyx, Sunsparks, and Bread, yung gumagamit lang ng mga talagang na nila. Parang tiwala na or na-establish ng mga pangalan.
Yeah. And this is the season 5 finals. Ito season 6 na to. Lex, as a fan of the MPL, ano yung tumatak sa'yo during 5 and 6?
Tama yung, I agree with Sh1nboo na yung introduction ng mga players like Chuck. Naalala ko siya yung talagang matunog yung pangalan because of his parang, ang laki nung naituturo niya sa execution para maka-comeback with his amazing setups with Kufra. And of course, yung mga introduction din ng mga bagong heroes na hindi na yung mga fighter na ginagawang tank na diyan din nasimula yun eh. Kasi dati before there was a tank talaga yung role niya or pag fighter talaga yung role niya. But in 5-6 diyan na lumabas yung mga Jawhead na tank or other or Khalid tank. Naging mas versatile na rin yung game ng ML diyan.
Yeah. Cho Tank. Dito sila nagsimulang lumabas. Yep. Gamit na gamit. And and I think the fan base just kept growing. And again, I think season 5 dyan nagsimula yung again, sad to say, the pandemic. That was our last, parang first 2 or 3 weeks ng MPL, naging LAN, tapos wala na, naging online na lahat. So dito tayo nagkaroon pa ng mas marami pang fans kasi nga, mga nanonood na lang online. So again, you can't stop ML, di ba? Kahit na sabihin mo nasa bahay lang tayo, that actually kind of became more reason for people to just watch. So, may na-bring up tayo na parang yes, may mga bagong teams na on the upswing, pero parang merong nag-statement no season 5. Bren Esports. A lot of people would say that this is the dream team. Bren Esports, after manalo ng Pilipinas, Team Sibol ng gold medal sa SEA Games, medyo power move ang ginawa ng Bren Esports. They tried to acquire a majority of Sibol. They got Lusty, they got Few, and they also got Carl Tizzy. Lex, you're very familiar with Carl Tizzy. And of course, nandiyan pa rin si EJ, si Coco, and si Ribo, na talagang Bren or Aether naman na for the longest time. Ano naisip mo, Lex, when you first saw this lineup?
Feeling ko nga, ginamitan ng dahas ng brand, ginamitan talaga ng pera para makuha yung mga player. Sabi ko, patalino talaga. Naisip ko, patalino talaga may-ari ng brand. Ayaw sumugal, gusto yung sure win. Kapag nag-invest doon sa panalo palagi.
Yep. All-Star. Again, super dream team. Ang reaction naming lahat as casters. Shin, ikaw, nung una mo ito nakita, I'm not sure if you had the same thoughts. Ang tagal na kasi.
Ano man, if it's not broken, don't fix it. Ganun lang yan. Ano naman yung Bren when things goes out, napakabilis naman nila. The organization, when things goes out, napakabilis naman nilang inaayos yun. And they have the means and resources to actually fix anything. Pero kung walang problema, like, no problem eh. Kahit ako din eh. Parang, ang rewarding eh. Tsaka, siguro ang hirap sabihin kasi ngayon, ano na eh, world champion brand na eh. Yung teams na yun eh, yung player na yun. So, hindi mo na pagdududahan yon yung gamble na yon na wag in a way a small gamble na hindi update yung lineup, just use the same lineup kasi in itself eh ano composed ng mga ano din yun eh, Southeast Asian, 'di ba, Seaball lineup din eh, 'di ba? So ano lang, it's a wise decision to have that kind of lineup. Tapos
at saka
parang,
they have sorry
yun,
continue,
ano lang, curious lang na kung ano pang tatanungin mo lang ano pang kahinaan nitong Bren, and malalaman mo lang naman within the game eh. Ganon.
Actually, ang gusto ko i-add is, ang mahirap lang naman kapag nag-acquire ka ng mga all-star kapag wala silang previous na parang games na magkakasama. Eh kaso nung in-acquire sila, from Seaball sila in-acquire eh. So baga, na-build na yung chemistry na nila doon. So hindi na testing ground for Bren, nakunin silang sa pagsama-samahin sila.
Yep. And then speaking of Seaball, no, nandito yung isa sa mga Seaball coaches natin. Dale is watching. Coach Dale Dalos as well. 2020 Rising Male Star as awarded by IRL. That's Rob Luna here. Wednesday pa lang pero freaky na. Shoutouts to you guys. Thank you so much for jumping in. Nabanggit mo, Lex, na parang kung all-star yung team, ang mahirap lang is kung yun nga, wala silang prior experience. I guess half of them, parang hindi kasi hindi naman siya all Seaball pa eh. Di ba meron pang non-Seaball players dito. But just the same, sabi nung Bren, sige para sure ball na magamit natin yung all-star lineup na to, kuha tayo ng all-star coach. Alright? Let's get one of the coaches involved in the M1 World Championships. Let's bring him home. Tawagin natin si Coach Dogie. Alright? Francis Glindro, a good friend of us broadcasters, worked closely with the Season 6 crew. And of course, nung magkasama kami sa Singapore, was always by our side. Interesting how it took a while for Dogie, pero eventually nagawa niya rin eh. Season 5, not exactly the best for Bren, pero Season 6, napa-champion niya, no? Shin, you were closely with Dogie during Season 6. What were some learnings you had from Dogie working with Bren?
Coach Dogie is very sensible, no? Hindi tulad ni Coach Midna. Coach, that's how Coach Dogie approach on things, no? Napaka sensible niya lang na he'll say it in a very comfortable way, pero there is the idea of take it or leave it. Gets? Take it or leave it. Ganun lang si Coach Dogie. Ewan ko kung okay lang i-reveal. I think okay lang eh. Lumipas na eh. During, I think season 7 na yan, no? So season 6, no? Yung nakaraang season. Yeah. No? Coach Dogie was, one of our coach din ng broadcasting, no? He's teaching us or trying to push more yung ropes o yung nalalaman ng mga casters pagdating sa MLBB. And the thing here is that Coach Dogie, isa pa sa ang nakakatuwa eh, sana nga ma-experience niya the Dogie experience na maturuan ni Coach Dogie kasi he knows how to maintain the proper distance whenever he's trying to teach something, especially for MLBB, which I think is very very important of a skill for a coach. Whenever you assess, hindi ka agad very aggressive on your teachings, especially for someone. Parang ginigauge ni Coach Dogie and he adjusts from there, no? Nag-adjust siya from there. Not to mention, ito pa yung gusto ko kay Coach Dogie, napaka-flexible niya sa running meta. Like, hindi siya yung coach na, well, I mean, most coach naman are really good. Pero napapansin ko kay Coach Dogie yung idea lang na ang bilis niya agad mag-acknowledge na, Dogie to. 'Di ba? Dogie to, we don't deal with that Dogie, 'di ba? All right, we need to adjust here right now mula dito sa ganitong laro. And ang pinaka-paborito ko talaga kay Coach Dogie is he's facts driven. If there is something that needs to be proven, edi gawin natin in-game. Ganun mag-approach si Coach Dogie. So that's my thoughts about Coach Dogie. No surprise yung sa I mean, di na ako masusurpresa na nasa Philippine team si Coach Dogie. I think it would be very lovely to see a drafting game between the approach of Coach Panda versus Coach Dogie. Pero yeah, man, if you're gonna be considering the three admirals of MPL, that would be Coach Dogie, Coach Dogie, Coach Dale, and also Coach Panda.
That sounds
Diba?
great.
It's very lovely to look at, diba?
Big
Parang
word sa
may
Admiral,
Oo, parang may papadala tayo sa Vietnam. Parang yan yata ipapalaban natin sa Vietnam. Sounds good. Alright.
Asa for
that
SEA
being
Games,
said-
no?
Oh, diba? Yeah, we have another SEA Games coming up this year, hopefully. COVID doesn't wreck that. But we'll move on. I think we're slowly jumping on into Season 6 here. And Season 6, man, ito yung season na, again, as a fan, no, I think I took a break from the MPL Season 6. I could say na as a viewer, meron siyang growing pains. Kasi nga, how do you mount an esports event na online lang? Di ba? Kakaiba yun. But again, despite that, tuloy-tuloy na nag-grow ang MPL. Bilang fan, Lex, I'm sure you miss local or like LAN events.
Totoo yun kasi iba yung energy kapag ikaw yung nandun ka mismo sa LAN event. Iba yung energy pag nanonood ka lang sa bahay. However, mas malaki din kasi naging impact niya nung nagkaroon ng COVID. I mean, some industries talaga nasaktan doon nagkaroon ng COVID. However, for esports, na nagkaroon ng COVID, nagkaroon siya ng bigger opportunity to grow. Lalo like some schools right now, like DLSU, ginagawa nilang PE, yung MLBB. So, you could see na talagang nag-benefit din talaga yung ano. Pero the energy, iba talaga yung hype when it comes to LAN events. Talagang baliw yung effect sa'yo kapag nandun ka.
Yep. And namimiss nating lahat yon. Kaya talagang nag-adjust si MPL, nag-adjust si Moonton para mabigay pa rin yung experience na yon sa mga viewers, sa mga fans. Shin, being a member of the Season 6 crew, ano yung isa mga parang sabi mong ang hirap nito pero itatawid natin? Ano yung mga struggles bilang broadcaster in the MPL?
Honestly, kung COVID, actually kung
medyo COVID.
kung COVID or stuff like that, especially on the effect of the pandemic, I think it's very workable kasi you're working with MET, you're working with the, of course, the broadcast talents simula pa nung MPL season 1. Even if you don't know it's there is a very clear and established and experienced trust, no, parang an experienced backup trust or tiwala sa mga kasama mo. So I'll be honest dun sa season 6. Honestly, sa season 6 I think really no problems, no. I think kung may mga problems man, it's probably maybe on our personal ends lang, no. Pero I don't think na like sa broadcast wise, I think it's yung pandemic talaga hindi. May loss lang. I mean, you've taken an L on not having any on-site event. Pero alam naman natin sa sarili natin Alam to ng lahat ng nasa esports Medyo easy bugatti para sa esports ang online broadcast. Like by default mas challenge sa atin ang on-site I mean, may malaking bonus lang. So para sa season 6, I think totally hindi sayabang pero walang struggles. It's mainly again same idea lang, what is new. Yan talaga. Yan ang laging struggle, especially on the new MPL. What is new? How can you make this interesting? Because without doubt, it's not enough to just have players play a game, 'di ba? Dapat may story. How do you emphasize that story? There are broadcast upgrades that was done, 'di ba, during season 6 yung dragon drawing ni Butters, yung telestrator ayun. So well, that's not a telestrator pero something the same na. So that's ayun. Ganun lang. Pero it's not really a struggle. It's more on experimenting something new. Uncharted waters na lang. Yun yung inaalam mo sa season 6.
Yeah. Again, growing pains is the word I'm using here. But now we're talking about season 6. Dito tayo nakakuha ng record-breaking broadcast. I believe this was the matchup between Next Play, Solid, now Next Play Esports versus Execration. And if I'm not mistaken, the number was close to about 500,000 viewers. There you go, 485,000 1,800 on the Filipino broadcast alone. I guess the English stream had like what 1,000. Joking aside, this was an amazing achievement for all of us, no? NXP versus Execration. This was a Rockhart and Rob Luna broadcast. Man, week 3, day 1. Interesting. This was record-breaking. Wala tong LAN. I mean, kaya rin siguro sobrang taas because this was the only way you could watch it. Lex, were you watching this match?
Yes, I was. Actually, naalala ko kaya tumaas yan dahil...
3 games.
Kaya dahil yan sa kay Zaplo and kay Dogie. If I'm not mistaken, dahil sa Zaplo and kay Dogie, yung nila parang online ba ngayon? Pero I'm sure friends naman sila. Pero nag-online ba ngayon sila doon? Tapos they were like, parang gusto nilang paglaruin si Zaplo noong time na yun. And during ng time kasi hindi naglalaro si Zaplo parang coach na lang siya or parang 6-man siya. So, I think that's the only time naglaro si Zapno for Execration on time na yun. Kaya talagang umabot din. Tapos talagang may story behind it with trash talkan with, I think it was Chester din and Zapno nga.
Yeah. Again, parang ang daming history. Shin.
Actually, I want to emphasize din if you look at that screen, man, that's the highest CCV, di ba? Ever. Especially on a non-finals, non-playoffs match, di ba, ng
Regular
MPL,
season.
without doubt.
Regular season.
And also, on any esports match, I think, in the Philippines. Now, don't just look at that 485,000 CCV. Look at the interactions. That's, if you look doon sa reactions, sa bandang baba, makikita mo, that's 50-50. A very extreme spectrum of heart. May heart, tapos may anger.
Angry.
Diba? Tapos may like. No? As in, bakit may angry yung heart? Honestly, ayun na nga, let's go back dun sa topic natin, Leo, of growing pains. Season 6, ang tagal na ng MPL. I mean, I think it's not ridiculous to say na ang tagal na ng MPL. And to really push forward on what is new, anong pinakabago mo mape-present is to actually, the higher the gamble. And the gamble here is actually on the utilization of social media. Okay? Social media and also kayfabe, for Season 6. Yun talagang is, tinatanong ng MET, ano kayang pinakamagandang addition, magandang bagay para i-upgrade ang ating broadcast? Tinatanong ng mga casters, ano kayang mga dapat na topic o style or broadcast ang makaka-add sa value or makakapagpataas ng viewership natin? Laging ganun ang tanong for MPLs. But what is shown here for Season 6 is it's actually the banter. It's actually the banter on social media. To be more specific, to put a more proper term on it, it is called kayfabe. No? Kayfabe is, although very, very dangerous, it's a double-edged sword, The most successful and established entity na nag-utilize ng kayfabe is WWE, and they have been practicing it for more than 40 years, no? So, gets 4 na dekada na yung WWE na nag-kayfabe. Yung MPL, nung Season 6 pa lang parang pwedeng ma-utilize doon And, again, tama yung sinabi ni Lex and ni Lex about kay Zapno and kay Dogie, natsamahan pa ng ibang mga players dito. So, it's actually, I think makikita mo ngayon yung movements ni Munton. Munton is equals adaptiveness. That's it. They're very, very adaptive. When they learned this from this Season 6, they know the value. They know the value that to establish the MPL IP, it's more than just having players fight inside the game. It's about raiding boot camps. It's about getting interviews. It's about getting those shots. It's about making sure na kung ano yung sinasabi ng mga players while at the same time moderating them if borders are being crossed, 'di ba? It's what will push up or it's what will push the attention ng mga tao sa MPL based on that Season 6, no. So ayun yung magandang obserbahan. And again guys, kayfabe, ganun talaga siya. Ang nature niya is may heart ka sa dulo, may angry reacts ka rin sa kabila, 'di ba? Pero that's a lot of views. And remember, yung angry na yon, they're not angry about the league. They're angry depende on who are they cheering for. Because it's totally normal for people to take one side when there are two opposing sides. And for this case, it was of NXP and it was of Execration. It is one, I think kung may mga talagang dyan, super academic dyan, study this. Make a case study of this. Promise, there is a formula here. Hindi lang nade-determine pa siguro alam lang ng MPL na meron yan, alam ni Munton meron yan, alam natin na meron yan, hindi lang pa siya nade-define. But if this alam na to ng wrestling. Sila wrestling ang may alam ng formula na to. Ito WWE. This is the kayfabe. Pero if this is properly done or properly utilized in a way that it will educate people, it will become compelling, and it will teach the proper values and virtues for the community, then maganda siya, malaking bonus siya. Kasi again attention, great attention added with proper values and proper teachings, that makes the world a better place. So ayun, I think ito yung power ngayon ng MPL, lalo na nung naturo yun nung season 6.
Yep. For those who are not aware, kayfabe is essentially yung paniniwala na totoo yung ginagawa nilang drama. Na parang paglabas ng liga, talagang magkaaway sila. May drama talaga dyan. But again, it's for entertainment. That's essentially what it means. Yun. Parang di ba sa wrestling man nanonood ka, may isang masama, may isang mabait. Pero trabaho nila yun na maging masama,
tsaka the
na may
babyface,
maging mababait. So again, I think it just translates that the likes, the hearts, and the anger is like, ano yun, sincere and genuine passion ng fandom. 'Di ba? Talagang they feel for their teams. They feel for their players. Love na love nila. Or galit na galit sila kasi talo yung team nila. Ba't to naging 3 games? Dapat 2-0 yan, 'di ba? Kung NXP fan ako or execration. But again, so many things that we've learned in our time in quarantine na parang we just gotta break things down. We gotta make it more entertaining. Moontan has to be resilient. They have to adapt. And I think there's a study on the OWL, the Overwatch League, na ganun. Men, nung nasa live venue sila, binubu yung team. And some people are saying that's good kasi vocal yung fan base. Pero some are saying it's bad kasi parang naging unprofessional. But then again, that's a discussion for another time. Real quick, ang daming sa chat nagsasabi, kala ko ba pag-usapan natin yung mga champions? Kala ko ba pag-usapan natin yung malalakas na teams? Yung Sunsparks, yung Onyx, ganyan. Guys, sa aming pagbabalik, we are gonna do just that. We're gonna name our top favorite teams, our underrated players, and all that and so much more. Magbabalik ang MPL Recall. This is a throwback edition. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to MPL Recall. This is the throwback special. Nagbabalik ang inyong host. My name is Leo. Joined here by Lex and of course Sh1nboo. I hope you guys grabbed your water, staying hydrated because this next one, it's a little spicy. All right, we are about to jump into a segment in today's show in MPL Recall. I'd like to call, and I think I need the help of my good friend here, Rising Star of 2020, male Rising Star of 2020, Rob Luna. Ang tinatawag nating Ultimate Recall! Yan. Kung naalala nyo to, ang kanyang video na tinatawag na Unreal Talk. Gagawin natin dito, we're gonna go ahead and try to answer a few hard ball-in questions. And sana ready na kayo guys, okay? So, sit still, relax, and enjoy. Ito una nating tanong. Walang bias pwedeng tanong nyo, sagot nyo yes or no sa tanong na to. We'll ask Lex first. Pwede ba nating tawaging pambansang esports liga ng Pinas ang MPL?
Sa akin doon naman, sa ML naman talaga nagsimula yung esports Or, well, not really, pero kumbaga sa time kasi ng ML talaga nagkaroon ng boom. Doon talaga nagkaroon ng... Actually, ML yung nagpatunay na may pera sa esports. Although may nauna yung Dota, pero dito nga, mas nakita na may mas pera talaga or pwede ba talagang career yung ML. Kaya, for me, pambansang esports liga talaga, MPL.
Shin, I mean, you're involved in a few other titles these days, but I gotta ask the same question, man.
Sorry.
Pambansang esports liga ba ang MPL ng Pinas?
The answer is yes. It depends on who is saying it. It actually depends on who is saying it. If you are pertaining to the majority ng mobile gaming, the answer would be yes. If you're pertaining obviously to the majority who actually watches esports, the answer is yes also, no? But we all know, many stakeholders know, and of course, especially those who are very familiar with the history of esports in the Philippines, that of course not all will share the same sentiment. Pero if we are using statistics, ganun. If you are using statistics, there is a significant, okay? Ganito magsalita yung mga statistician. There is a very good significance to say that MPL is a pambansang esports liga ng Pilipinas. So, depende talaga I mean, depende sino ba nag-a-assign ng pambansang ibon, pambansang prutas, pambansang bayani.
Alam ko, diba? May government office yan nagsasabi
may office yun. Yeah, may office. So, it's about paperwork. It's about paperwork, honestly. kung paano gawin yun. Pero, yeah, I think the accurate answer is it depends on who is saying it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know kung may sweldo ba? Lalaki ba sweldo natin if we say yes, pambansang liga siya? But as it is, it's more of a conversation piece na lang. Diba? Discussion siya. We're gonna jump on over now into talking about LAN events. We all miss it so much. And I think on camera right now, or on screen, ilalagay natin yung isa sa mga pinakamagandang set ng MPL. Obviously, in recent times, hindi tayo makapaggawa ng ganito kaganda. Pero ang naalala ko talaga dito, Season 4. Alright? Season 4, SMX Room 3 na first 2 days may ticket, biglang last day, sige, papasukin mo lang yung tao. Wala sobrang hype This is one of the most beautiful sets we've had. This is Season 4 again. Lex, do you remember this set?
Yeah, sobrang ganda niyan. Lalo na yung part kung saan yung may individual picture, yung individual faces yung mga tao din yung mga individual players sa baba. Tapos nandun din yung hero sa papalitan. Kung ano yung pinik nilang hero, yun yung lalabas dun sa papalit din sa face nila, din sa may sa stand.
Oo. Tapos yung
kaya
dito sa may
talagang
gilid
love ko yung set na yan.
Yung gilid ng screen, yung left and right, parang dyan yung di ba? Dyan yung pag na-pick yung hero. Or may stats, parang turtle take, lord take. Di ba dyan?
Oo, yan yun.
Oo.
Ganda long set niyan. Tsaka malamig.
Yun ang gusto ko, malamig. Shin, I believe your casting stand was to the left, di ba? Or to the right of the picture. Nasa right kayo, di ba?
Nasa right, yeah. And kapag nakaharap, front-facing right.
Yeah. Did you still agree with me? Like, this is still, so far, the best?
For an on-site LAN event?
Yeah. Or may mas gusto ka pa ibang set?
MPL.
Na MPL.
Sa MPL yung pinag-uusapan.
That one, without that, yeah. Ang daming pakulo dyan, it got pulled off. Andyan yung kayfabe namin ni Manjin So, makulit Tapos, again, the idea kasi is wrestling, di ba? Wrestling team. Tapos, napaka-ensam ng production. Nabaliw lang tayo lahat nung kahit yung game, it was too much to handle that. Kahit yung production nalito na rin doon sa game number 4 ng Onyx tsaka Sunsparks. Pero yeah, for the MPL lineups ating na tournament. Yeah, I would put that in top place. Yan.
Yep. Again, maybe a follow good second place would be Le Pavilion. The MPL Season 5 arena was pretty good as well. But let's just move on over to former players. And guys, sino mga namimiss yung players, put it in the comments. Sino mga wala na sa MPL ngayon, na gusto niyo, na miss ninyong former pros, ilagay niyo dyan. Pwede nang kabilang dyan si Lex. Alright? Ang pinakagwapo nating guest ngayon. Sorry, Shin. Mas gwapo si Lex ngayon. Kasi siya nandito. Kasama siya sa ating mga former players, right? You have here Levi, and then si Lex. There's Doof of Evos, and then you have CKTD, ang isa mga nagpauso ng malupitang split push. And then, of course, si Kapitan Payne. Sino pa ba mga ibang mga players na namimiss mong panoorin, Lex? Like, now that you're still watching the MPL Season 7, parang namimiss mong mag-perform?
Actually, si Payne yung gusto kong bumalik pero mukhang tahimik na siya sa buhay asawa So, I don't know. Kasi Payne always brings, gusto ko kay Payne brings new strategies din sa game. Kaya sana bumalik si Payne.
Yeah, again, he still streams, right? He still streams.
Pero iba pa rin. Streams,
iba pa rin yung competition mode Payne Ikaw, Shin, sinong namimiss mong pro?
For me, ito si KTD. Nakakatuwa yung mga moments si KTD. I think napaka-init niyang maglaro. And siguro kung na-cultivate lang ng mabuti pa, or like siguro had it been may mga different moments or parang drafting choices na napunta si KTD, then I think mas marami pa tayo makikitang heavy moments, highlight moments mula kay si KTD, especially with the way how the side lane has evolved, no? Napapansin ko talaga sa MLBB, the side lane has pataas ng pataas yung attention or impact ng mga side laners dito, to the point na nagkaroon na nga tayo ng different changes or different side lanes talaga by nature. And I think, si KTD, imagine if si KTD is playing on that lineups or on that current meta. Ayun. So si KTD yung sa akin.
Yep. Again, there's so many players, right, that are recognized, and we'll spend the next few moments here on MPL Recall doing just that. Ihandaan nyo na, guys, yung inyong mga underrated players or mga players na namimiss ninyo sa liga, because that's coming up. Let's read a few comments right here. Allen says, si Fuzakin, the Kingmaker. Chester ko says, Wilson. May mga nakamiss din kay Chester, pero guys, coach naman siya na NXP, so technically nandiyan pa rin siya. Mark Andrew says, Yuji. Coco. May mga nagsabi dito si Gymnast. Kami mga casters, gusto namin makita maglaro si Gymnast. Promise. Season 6 pa lang. Feeling ko siya yung secret weapon. Jeff Cutie Forever. Yeah, again, captain of Archangel Season 3 champions. Ang dami, sa totoo lang. Ang dami nating namimiss na players, and then they're still around. They're still either streaming or still a member of the community in some degree. Pero ngayon, pasok na tayo. Let's start running down our lists. Kasi this is some of the things we prepared for you guys, and I hope you guys can do the same. Let's all name our 3 most underrated players, okay? 3 most underrated players of all time, season 1 to 6. And I guess we'll start with Lex. Lex, prepare na natin. Sino yung 3 most underrated players mo in the history of the MPL?
For me, di ba lalabas yun?
Lalabas yan. Ipapakita natin yan.
Ayan. Hinihintay ko
Yeah, we'll bring it up, pero simulan na natin.
Kaya nalapo ko yung listahan ko. Nasa listahan ko.
Nasa GC na.
Nasa GC, hanapin ko yung listahan ko. For me, top 1. From yung third muna is Greed. Second is Toshi. And number 1, si Dexter. Sad to say, hindi siya naglalaro ngayon Yan. Pero why Dexter? Kasi siya yung jack of all trades. Kaya siya yung top 1. Hindi siya napapansin, pero for me, siya isa sa mga pinaka-versatile players. Actually, nakita naman sa stats na siya yung may most heroes played successfully din sa MPL. And at the same time, he brings new strategies sa game. Tapos yun na nga, 'di ba, nung type na pinausan nila May V, yung healing galing, si Dexter nakita niya na yun eh. Kaso hindi siya nasusuportahan. So feeling ko, actually malaking for me, although out of topic, baka mag-champion ang Team Dexter ngayon.
Ooh. Actually, mainit ang blacklist at this point.
Blacklist.
And yeah, Dexter has taken more of a behind the scenes, no. So siya ang number 1 mo, Dexter. I'm not sure if you went into details. Bakit si Toshi?
Toshi kasi is one of the best marksman player in the league. For me, is one of the best marksman player in the league. However, hindi siya nabibigyan ng marksman role na solid. Parang nabibigay sa kanya is sila Esmeralda. Although, he plays good naman. Pero if you give Toshi a marksman, talaga, he can carry the entire team. Sana mabigyan siya ng pagkakataon mag-marksman ulit. Lalo na nasa meta naman ng marksman this season.
Yeah. Nag-MVP na nga yata siya sa Season 7 over the past couple of weeks, if I'm not wrong. And last but not least, si Greed. Himself, already a one-time champion, 2-time grand finalist. Feeling mo pa rin, Lex, underrated pa rin siya?
Kasi hindi naman siya nababanggit madalas eh. Kaya di ba underrated? Hindi naman kasi siya talaga nababanggit na sobrang madalas. Like, meron talagang mga kataga. Halimbawa sila si Heath. Di ba meron siyang Mr. Fundamental ba yun? Mr. Fundamental, di ba? Pero si Greed, meron ba kayong binigay na parang kataga sa kanya? Hindi siya ganun napapansin eh. Pero, kumbaga, when you're playing with Greed, pag napapanood mo siya, hindi rin siya nakikita sa madalas sa camera, pero malaki impact niya sa game. Kaya ko siya nilagay sa underrated.
Yeah. And again, yun ang mahirap
given the stats sa binigay mo.
Yeah, yun ang mahirap. That sometimes, yung mga taong sobrang consistent, yung mga tahimik lang nagtatrabaho, they don't get appreciated as much. Diba? Ooh, pops! Alright, so we're gonna be moving on to Sh1nboo's top 3 underrated players of all time. And let's see kung may iba ba or merong mga overlap between you and Lex. Shin, ang top 3 underrated players?
There is great overlap actually. We agree ni Lex on Greed and Dexter. Actually, may ranking talaga ako. No? So, number 3 is of Greed. Yung tama yung sinabi ni Lex. Yung camera, kasi madalas gamit Natalia eh. Baka pati yung camera na stealthan din ni Greed during that time na nagsasign si Greed dito. But it's not just Greed's, it's not just Greed's Natalia or yung heavy moments niya. Panoorin nyo maglaro si Greed. I-replay nyo yung mga laro ng Onyx Men. Grabe dumiskarte talaga si Greed. It's very different from farming. Number 3. It's very different from number 3 is Greed. It's very different from just farming or from just getting the kills. It's actually the way he positions himself and the way he reads his minimap on macro. Not to mention the drafting also ni Greed, no? Even I could say kung gaano ka-contributory si Greed talaga pagdating doon sa drafting nila or sa strategy nila overall. Now, you also have Dexter. Same point. Very same point lang with Lex, no? Sa Dexter. Number 2, most underrated player. So, I'm gonna be putting Dexter on that. The thing about Dexter is, gaya ng sinabi ni Lex, hindi lang Rafaela guys, no? Talagang napaka-willing si Dexter to imagine and think of picks or drafts na some others would not think, on the main reason that others is not thinking about it. And that kind of curiosity, I think it warrants some merit, no, para kay Dexter. I really think that Dexter is underrated, and I feel like siguro mukha lang siyang jack of all trades, pero higit pa doon, feeling ko talaga siya parang alam mo yon, yung contribution niya sa isang team, bigyan mo lang to ng isang powerhouse team and make it connive with the other members. I think Dexter will be may enable si Dexter basically, no, to contribute what he can, not just game wise but rather on the strategy. I think keyword para kay Dexter might be the strategy or approach sa isang game, no. So ayun, buti na lang nagko-compete pa, di ba nagko-compete pa si Dexter?
Yeah. He's still in blacklist, 6-man. Yeah,
so ayun yung masaya, tas maganda yata yung standing din ng blacklist ngayon. Now, ang number 1 ko, no, hindi tayo expect siguro ng marami. Pero para sa akin, ang number 1 underrated player of all time, si D. Si D ng Signal Ultra. Mga kaibigan, ang dami nagtatanong,
Yeah, si
bakit si D? Kilala naman si D. Nung season 2 nga, ang dami nagtitili ang mga baby G's para kay D sa Signal Ultra. ang simple, ako dediretso lang ako sa sagot ko, no? It's mainly because of the show, no? D is one, if not one of the legendary players ng Cho or nagpakilala ng Cho sa MLPB. And it was a time, no, D was playing the Cho in a very masterful manner kung saan hindi pa uso yung TP-TP or freestyle. No?
TikTok.
The TP-TP, emote, badge. So many unnecessary things on the combo on Cho. I think para sa akin yung idea ng pagiging underrated is on the idea. Tama yung sinabi ni Lex, 'di ba? Yung attention na hindi na nabibigay na nararapat sa isang players. Pero yung mga yung Cho gods talaga para sa akin, si D, man. And yung paglalaro ng ng Cho ni D is walang monkey business, no? And I cannot but feel that ang dami ng Cho gods ngayon. Ganon, Cho gods ngayon. Actually, wala na nga ako sa MLBB, pero alam mo yun, parang familiar ako na marami na mga Cho gods ngayon, ganan, kung saan-saan, okay? Cubao, Lepanto, whatever, ganon. Pero the thing here is that, I mean, all of that, parang walang nagpaparemind na si D, yung talagang ngayon, yung parang, nagbigay ng pinaka-basics, strength, or nagbigay po sa, lakas ng isang Cho. During that time that D was a Cho gods, it was still a rave for Yelly Hayes. And Yelly Hayes, ayaw niya na mag-Cho nun, di ba? Nung time na yon, ayaw na mag-Cho ni Yelly Hayes. That was on season 1, talagang godly Cho. Pero remember the offensive Cho? That was on D. And again, those were the times na yung mga Cho gods hindi pa pumi-freestyle, hindi pa nagti-TikTok habang naglalaro. So that's the thing, ladies and gents. I feel ako ilalagay ko sa akin lang for this topic. It would be of D sa number 1 underrated. His Cho needs to be recalled more properly, ganun.
Alright, solid 3 and 2. Medyo may overlap kayo. Now it's time for my top 3 most underrated players. And interestingly enough, dito sa top 3 ko, dalawa sa kanila tank support, tapos isang offlaner. And I'm seeing the folks in chat, nag-share sila. Thank you so much. Ang dami rin kasing definition ng underrated. So all of your opinions are all valid. And right now, let's talk about my number 3. I have here Curtizy. Again, as an offlaner, tahimik tong batang to, pero sobrang mechanically gifted. And I think in his time in the MPL, hindi natin napapansin, ang tagal niya na pala sa MPL. Tahimik lang siya. So that's my number 3, Curtizy. Number 2 is Fusaken. He's a one-time one-time MPL champion. He was on the other side of history the other time. Pero again, to si Cedric, sobrang low-key lang din na player in the league. Pero nakikita ko yung effort niya, so I love him for that. And number 1, Bimo. Season 4, sobrang tumatak sa akin yung show ni Bimo na parang 3-4 yung tinatakbuhan niya. Kinat niya yung buong mapa ng kalaban. Buhay pa rin siya bilang show. So again, interesting how really creative and talented show players can leave a mark on us. And then, yun na yun. Kahit hindi pag-usapan ng karamihan ng tao, yun talagang tumatak sa'yo eh. So right now, he's still in the MPL. He's playing with LPE Season 7. Sana mas lalo pa siya ma-appreciate. So, right there, those are my top 3 underrated players of all time. I'm sure marami pang sanang pwedeng ma-appreciate, pero yung akin, Bimo, Fusaken, and Curtizy. We'll go ahead and jump into one that a lot of players are looking, or a lot of fans are looking forward to, and I think ito yung parang mahirap talagang i-define. Yung top 5 best players. Tama ba? Yes. Top 5 best players of all time. Lex, ready ka na ba sa top 5 best mo?
Of course! Ready na.
Well, 1, kasi pinalista natin prior to the show. And then number 2 is, I think nag-init na tayo sa ating history throwback game. Let's do it. Your top 5, Lex. Top 5 best players of all time.
Alright, so for number 5, I have Kiluwash sa kanyang mga side lane pushes, tsaka game-breaking na offlane meta ni Kiluwash. Na maraming mga games na kapag tinignan mo, si Kiluwash talaga yung nagbibigay ng malaking pressure dun sa kalaban para mag-react. Pag pinabayaan mo si Kiluwash, automatic basag yung tore mo, basag yung ano. Kumbaga, silent ano yan. Trabaho lang kay Kiluwash. Walang personalan. Tinatrabaho niya talaga yung lane niya. Kaya sabi nga niya, hayaan niyo ako mag-isa, gagawin ko yung trabaho ko. Number 4 is of course Ribo. From all roles kasi ito si Ribo eh. Ngayon, top support na, ginagamit eh. From core to everything, lahat na ginawa. So, isa din sa mga players na sobrang tagal na sa liga. Kumbaga parang Jaworski na to. Si Ribo, no? Parang living legend na. And of course, I have Chakno. Why Chakno? Isa siya sa mga strongest tanks na talagang nung nakita ko maglaro si Chakno, sana hindi magalit sa akin execution, pero paano ba? Let's say hindi ganun kalakas ang malakas, okay. Malakas ang execution, pero yung mga players niya, hindi siya kasing ganun kalakas as compared to sa other teams. Pero but because of Chakno being there, malaki yung nadadala ni Chakno dun sa game. Tapos parang ano si Chakno eh. I don't know if you're familiar with the term fantasista. Parang kilala niyo si Messi sa soccer.
Yeah,
parang gano'n yung datingan ni Chakno eh. Gumagawa ng milagro. Parang alam mo yun, yung pag tinignan mo yung execution, parang patalo na sila. Pero gagawa ng miracle na si Chakno plays. Tapos bigla kayo na, babaliktad na makaka-comeback yung execution. That's why I like Chakno. Siguro kapag nabigyan to ng opportunity na magkaroon ng better team. Ayan. And number 2, of course, si Dexter. Yung nga, nabanggit ko naman na yung reason kanina bakit si Dexter yung underrated. Tapos, isa din sa mga top 5 MPL. Actually, number 2 nga MPL players of all time. And of course, yung number 1 is si Carl Tusok. Si Carl Tusok. Kasi he has grown. Actually, malaki din naging impact niya dun sa mga bata. Kasi he inspired a lot of kids to play ML. Tapos, and is also one of the youngest players din ng ML. Katulad ni KLVJ. I think mas matanda lang siya ng isang taon kay KLVJ. Pero yun, nakita niyo naman yung naging achievements ni Carl and siya lang talaga yung nagkakaroon ng sobrang legit na ng mga savage in-game. And yun, Carl TC for number 1 MPL players of all time. Ang laki ng growth niya. Lalo na nakita naman natin yung mechanically na siya nung season 2 nung with his Gusion. Talagang mechanically inclined na siya. Pero yung maturity niya as time goes by, yung hindi na siya napipitas, hindi na siya kumukuha ng mga unnecessary plays para lang makapatay ng support ng kalaban. Kumbaga on point na yung mga decision making niya in the game. Makes Carl TZ right now a very scary player to go against him.
Yep, and it makes more sense coming from you kasi nakita mo siyang mag-grow napanood mo siya like right then and there. You played with him and you see how really he deserves to be on top of your list. Shin, ikaw, ano yung top 5 best players mo in the league, in the history of the league? And again, guys, while Sh1nboo's preparing his top 5, disclaimer, it's our own opinion. And these players, they're all good in their own rights. Lahat sila, they deserve the appreciation and the recognition. But again, players, they impress us in different ways. So Sh1nboo, ikaw, man, who's your top 5?
Right now, para sa akin, I mean, kung ano lang yung nakita ko. Pero for my top 5, it's also a matter of asking, what is top 5 of all time? How do you consider them? Like, not just achievements actually, but I think dinagdagan ko rin yung idea na how they inspired or how they contributed or how they actually impacted other players then in the league. So let's go. My number 5 first would be of H2. H2, siguro nakakasurpresa to. Some would even ask, is that enough? Yung running, hindi naman naglaro sa ibang season si H2. Ngayon lang pumasok si H2. I think season 6 yata upon the return of NXP.
2 seasons pala.
Oo, pero again, there's just enough hype on H2 even before sa MPL. Some would even say na wala pa siya sa MPL, is pang MPL caliber na siya. And I think H2 is someone with one of the most hype arrival in MPL na hindi nag-flank, nag-deliver talaga properly. And to the point that he actually established of how, yun pala sa meta din, gusto ko sabihin, he actually established of how or ano yung discipline na meron dapat ang isang carry player, no? You know, you are very safe in the early game, but at the same time, take the risk when it mattered, no? Para dito kay H2. So, I think that should call for him to be onto the top 5. We have number 4, Rafflesia. I'm putting Rafflesia on the next one. Again, parang ano naman, hindi naman yung mainit na player. Yes, pero again, alam ng mga teams to that sometimes Rafflesia, yung idea talaga na madugas maglaro, no? Like, ang hirap maganap ng, like, I think if you're gonna be putting Madugas Award, I think a lot of players would agree na siguro kay Rafflesia rin talaga ilalagay. Kasi parang what the hell eh. What the hell ka eh. Hindi siya nagpauso ng Dogie strategy, pero in competitive, he was pioneering. He was the first one to actually pull that off, di ba? To think that it is done on competitive and to think that it is a very, very deadly strategy on competitive, the Dogie feed. Not to mention, yung ano niya, yung laro niya sa Onyx, di ba? One of the greatest moments in MLBB, in MPL, is of course, it's a play move still by Rafflesia, kahit minions yun, di ba? Again, it takes more than just a champ, a hero, or whatever. It's actually just down to the person itself and his decision making kung paano niya gagawin yung mga nagawa niya. Tulad nung kay Rafflesia nga, when he actually teleported doon sa may Nexus, di ba? So, ayun, Rafflesia is a name or a player that actually gives, but is like an embodiment na anything is possible or kaya mo gawin yan basta madugas ka lang, ganun. Pwede kang makagulang, makakagawa ka ng paraan at makakagawa ka ng paraan. Yun nakakatuwa kay Rafflesia dito. And the cool part about him is just being chill. By the way, kung gusto niyo po malaman kung sino po ang pioneering nakakaspam ng Facebook page niya sa mga comment sections ng mga banters, si Rafflesia rin po yun, no? So, ayan, yung mga nagpapashare sa comment sections, ayun, si Rafflesia yung pinakauna doon ng kulit. Siyempre, obviously, kay Ribo, same point as with Lex, no? The flexibility, Jaworski, given na yun, para kay Ribo dito. I cannot but feel that even Ribo himself, parang ano na lang siya, humahanap siya ng paraan na, ano pa kaya? Paano ko pa kaya matcha-challenge yung sarili ko? Ano kaya yung interesting? Ano yung trip ko, diba? Ganon.
Yep.
And parang ang hirap makahanap ng MPL fan or ng MLBB fan, MLBB esports fan na hindi kilala si Ribo. Cartesi is also another one. It's not just on the inspiration actually for the kids, on the idea. He represents the idea na kahit bata ka, you can be the greatest, not just in the Philippines but actually in the world. But also, I think Cartesi in a way is an embodiment of reform, no? For a pro player. Of how a player should grow, how a pro player should start, no? That they are not perfect. Na tao din sila, nagta-trash talk din, ganyan-ganyan. But at the same time, they can be disciplined, no? And how such organizations and how such systems can actually discipline or make a player, no? Whatever they are, to be a better person, to be a good idol to be a good idol that they should be, 'di ba? Then finally, ang number 1 ko is si Few. Hands down, Few is just parang hindi siya nagbago simula pa nung Signal Ultra. His high impact is very contributing. His idea of winning boils around teamwork, no? And at the same time, he has his own highlight play to boot. He became captain also for the Southeast Asian Games team. Hindi ko alam kung nag-captain siya para sa Bren, pero surely napaka-contributing member niya ng running Bren lineup, 'di ba? Mm-hmm. So, ayun, and napaka-inspiring ni Few. At the same time, talaga siya, hindi naman siya kasama sa mga banters, ganun. Chill lang talaga si Few. All he cares about is the idea of being competitive and being proper on that one. And his achievements just so brutally ang taas, no? As in, ayun yung ginawa ni Few dito. There are moments of weakness also for Few, no? May moment na naiyak na nga si Few during the SEA Games kasi yung pick sobrang ang hirap talaga. It was going against him. Some would even be questioning his Bruno pick, 'di ba? Nasabi mag-ranger ka na. So, ayan, yun yung nakakatuwa dito kay Few. Like, ako, may sabi na akong i-idol nyo na player. Hindi lang dahil si Lina, okay? Hindi si Few. Yun yung sa akin.
Yep, I think what really makes Few go above and beyond your regular players is hindi lang yung ginagawa niya sa in-game, kundi yung katauhan niya outside. He's just such a nice, low-key, humble, down-to-earth guy na parang hindi mo akalaing ganun kalakas yung taong to. Ganun karami yung na-achieve niya. And again, he's just so nice around everyone he's worked with. So yeah, I agree. I think, a little bit of foreshadowing, nasa listahan ko rin siya. So again, that was Sh1nboo's top 5 players of all time in the MPL. Here's mine, alright? Top 5 ni Coach Leo ninyo. And meron akong konting overlap with Lex here. I put Sh1nboo as number 5. And I think number 5 ko siya, hindi lang dahil sa sobrang lakas niya, is because nakatawa lang din siyang tao. Again, nung una siya lumabas, anong tawag natin sa kanya? The Parody, diba? The Prodigy. Oh, sorry, unang nag-debut sa MPL. The Prodigy versus the Parody. Sobrang nakakatawa na niya lang na tao. He's so nice to be around. Especially seeing him around the MPL arena no season 4. Parang awkward siya, pero mabait na bata si Chakno. So I put him at number 5. Number 4 is Hayes. Again, just like Few, low-key lang siya na tao. And I love how he's okay with being memed na ba't di ka humingiti? Siya yung Chun ng Pinas. And again, they have the same kind of player evolution, development. Dating tank, ngayon mage support. Same with Few, di ba? He's also now a great mage support, shot caller, captain. So that's Hayes. Number 3, si Raflesia, si Intersection din. Again, parang ang daya niya mag-ML. And just the same, I really love his personality. Chan is a great person, off camera. Medyo nakabanding ko siya nung 2019, 2020, especially when they were still at Sun Sparks and Bren No Limit. Number 2, dito ko linagay si Few. Again, same reasons that Sh1nboo said. Again, he's just such a nice person to be around. Magandang gawing idol. And then number 1, no question, the GOAT himself, si Ribo. Kahit ako nasa-stress ako eh. Ano pa yung pwedeng gawin ni Ribo para matalo niya pa yung pagiging GOAT niya? So again, kahit yung success niya pinoproblema ng ibang tao. That's just how great this guy is. So again, guys, let it sit in. Ito yung top 5 ko na MPL players of all time. Tapos na rin yung top 5 ni Lex. Tapos na rin yung top 5 ni Sh1nboo. Let it settle in. I-screenshot nyo na kung kailangan nyo. And dun sa mga gustong mamirata ng Covenry content, wag na kasi meron na rin Covenry YouTube, okay? You guys can subscribe to the Covenry YouTube. Just search it up, Covenry. All our episodes, all our highlights are right there. But for now, hopefully you enjoyed our top 5. Maraming salamat sa pag-share ninyo ng top 5 ninyo sa ating comment section. We're gonna go ahead and take a quick break sa pagbabalik. Ang inyong pinaka-aantay, ang pinaka-inyong inaantay, ang Real Talk ni Midnight. But before we go into a quick break, here is the highlights of an interview I did with Uncle Joy, aka Himrael, aka Ginoong Valdez, isa sa mga haligi ng MPL from behind the scenes. We're gonna go and check that out. Stay with us. This is MPL Recall. Coming at you live, broadcasting from an undisclosed location. Ang isa sa mga haligi ng MPL Philippines, none other than Ginoong Valdez, aka Himrael, Uncle Joy, going 1v1. Sino yung mga pinakamakulit na teams?
Pinakamakulit na teams. Umpisa pa lang sila na nga yung una kong nakilala. Sila pa yung unang makulit talaga. Sila pa yung nakita kong mga taong ang damit nakatsinelas pa. Parang I don't wanna talk about out yung mga...
Yeah. Sino para sa'yo, ang pinakamalakas na team? Overall, all time, your strongest, your most favorite lineup?
Siguro yung I think it was their rival, no?
Once more, ang pala si Leo, still broadcasting from a undisclosed location. Magbabalik ang MPL Recall. Don't go anywhere. You're watching MPL Recall. Ako inyong host. My name is Leo, joined here by Sh1nboo and Lex. Incoming is arguably your favorite test segment here on MPL Recall, ang Real Talk ni Midnight. Ano na naman kaya ang sasabihin ng ating resident analyst? Real quick, if you enjoyed my interview with Himrael or at least yung highlights niya, pwede niyo siya mapanood bukas. I-upload namin ang full version on the Covenry YouTube channel at 3 p.m. Again, Thursday, 3 p.m. and as well on Facebook. Check it out. My full interview with Himrael aka Ginoong Valdez. Lex! Isang malupit na hula, ano kaya sa tingin mo ang re-real talkin ni Midnight ngayon sa ating throwback special?
Nako, medyo... Dami ko na babalita kay Midnight mula doon sa ibang mga players pero tatahimik na lang. I'd rather see kung ano yung mga... Madami ko nakikita banter sa Facebook.
Okay.
Kaya...
Sige. Safe enough. Parang madami masyado options at least from where you're standing. Shin, ikaw, meron ka bang hula kung ano ang topic ng Real Talk ni Midnight sa episode na to?
Kahit ano bang i-real talk ni Midnight, i-real talk niya na lang yan.
Sige na nga. I feel like we're hyping it up too much.
Let's do this. Yeah.
It's time. Wala nang intro. 5 minutes on the clock. Direct, ipasok na natin si Midnight. Let's go.
Upo, mga ka-creation. Joke lang. Tapos na tayo actually sa mga players. This time around kasi syempre, pagpahingayin naman natin sila Zapdo, sila Dogie, sila Dogie Ako actually okay na ako doon. I've proven my point, kahit sabihin nila na don't pick Benedetta, yun na yun. Okay, nailabas na natin yun. For this week, ang real talk naman natin, audience. Okay. Naman yung nanonood ng MPL. Kasi importante ito So, direct, pili ko roll mo na yung clock natin. Mahalaga itong pag-uusapan natin. Okay? So, audience of MPL, Masyado tayong maraming naririnig, syempre, yung mga comments o yung mga statements din ng players na distinction between players and analysts. Okay? Just to give you an insight, yung mga analysts may trabaho yan, yung mga casters may trabaho yan, yung mga players din may trabaho yan. Kanya-kanya tayong trabaho dito, hiwalay-hiwalay tayo. This is all to make the show of MPL. Sinabi na ni Dogie di ba? Lahat ng nangyayari sa social media at sa mundong ginagalawan natin, if you're involved with MPL, lahat yan nag-accumulate para sa kagaganda ng show. Ngayon, bakit importante pag-usapan tong subject na to? Kasi nawawala yung distinction there, Especially last week, nagkaroon ng hamunan, Nagkaroon ng tayaan ng 20K. Okay? It's fine. It's part of the entertainment value na ilalabas natin for MPL. Pero yung mga audience kasi natin, medyo mainit, Masyado tayong mainit na parang nagbe-blur yung lines between players and analysts. Okay? So, ang players kasi, guys, ang trabaho nila, maglaro. Okay? Sige, ako na lang, para walang damay-damay. Ang trabaho ko is to give facts, to analyze, and to provide information to prove a point. Okay? And we do just that. Okay? Hindi ko trabahong paglaro ng 24/7 para magpa 1K points. Okay? Dito na papasok yung question na credibility. Okay? Ano ba ang credentials ng isang shoutcaster or ng isang analyst? Naglabas yung mga kaibigan natin ng 3 listahan. Okay? Number 1, kailangan marunong ka magsalita, may background ka, at syempre, kaya mo mag-present ng show. Okay? Yung kaya mo dalhin sarili mo habang nasa broadcast ka. Okay? So, upo kayo. Okay? Kasi importante to. Number 1, yung kailangan marunong ka magsalita, given yan. Kahit sa broadcast ka magpunta, given yan, kailangan marunong ka magsalita. Okay? So, number 2, yung background. Ito yung pinakamalaking question. Kasi doon nagkaroon ng parang hidwaan or yung question na credible ba talaga yung mga yan. Okay? I don't actually agree with the statements na sinabi kailangan 1K points para maging credible. I get his point. Okay, naiintindihan ko yung mga sentiments na yan na mahirap maniwala pag hindi nga 1K points. Pero it's not a requirement. Okay, the credibility comes from their prep work, their research. Lahat ng yan nag-a-amount yan to how an analyst or how a shoutcaster presents himself in the show. Okay? Kung sasabihin nyo na, hindi, dapat kasi may background para maging analyst or para maging league official. Punta tayo NBA. Merong article. Okay? May article na lumabas sa Bleacher Report. Top 5 most insufferable announcers and analysts in the NBA. 3 of them are players. So, pag inisip mo, hindi porket player kaya magdala ng show, okay? Hindi porket player kaya maging shotcaster sa MPL. Yes, they could be, and we are welcome for that, no? Kung may mga players na gusto maging shotcaster, gusto maging analyst, welcome kami doon. Pero it's nobody's place actually. Walang pwede magsabi sa iyo na pre, di ka pwedeng analyst, di ka pwedeng player, di ka pwedeng ganito, ganyan. Actually, in general, no, sa buhay, walang pwede magdiktaran sa iyo. The only thing that will dictate of how capable you are is what you do. Okay, yun lang. Kung ano ginagawa mo, capable ka ba para gawin to? Kunwari ako, capable pa ako para mag-analyze? Ako lang makakasagot nun. Walang ibang taong pwede magsabi sa akin kung to, oo, hindi. Kasi kung hindi enough yung prep work ko, ako mismo magsabi sa sarili ko na, okay, di ako deserving para maging analyst. So, for example niyan, yung nilabas ko statement, no, yung don't play Benedetta, jungle, when against Bane, I didn't say na counter si Bane against Benedetta. Pero inherently kasi, what you want as Benedetta, it's naturally countered by Bane, no? Gusto mo mag-outfarm, a sideline, Benedetta can do that, no? A jungle Benedetta is a different thing. Jungle Benedetta takes fights, gets more farm in the map, moves around the map even better. Pero if you want to fight, Bane is a really hard enemy to do that against, no? So yun yung nilabas kong statement, and that comes with research and preparation, no? Nagawa ko yun kasi niready ko yung information, niready ko yung data, hindi ko lang na-explain, although medyo mali ako doon kasi hindi ko na-explain, hindi rin ako nag-live, pero that was the preparation behind that, no? So in summary, no, just to give you a short statement sa lahat ng sinabi ko during this 5 minutes na to, no, nobody will be able to dictate on how capable you are just because of some statements that you made, no? So, again, sa side namin, hindi namin sinasabi na pag player ka lang. Welcome kami na magkaroon ng shoutcaster na player. Welcome kami magkaroon ng analyst na player. Pero syempre, kailangan din maintindihan ng audience. It goes the other way around as well, no? Hindi porket hindi player yung analyst at shoutcaster, hindi credible. Kasi these things are insult to the league officials. Sila yung nag-hire ng mga taong to and they believe that they can pull it off. Time!
Alright, I guess yun ang sagot natin dun sa challenge ni Dogs, no? Na 1K point.
Hindi, wala tayong sinasagot. This is just us saying
Real talk
something
lang,
na
real talk lang.
we want to be said. Parang ganun lang.
Okay, real talk lang ni Midnight. Okay guys, let that settle in. Sana it came up to your expectations because alam ko every week inaabangan to ng mga fans ng MPL Real Talk. So with that being said,
Wala mainit, wala MPL eh.
Oo, magbabalik tayo again, Sh1nboo, Lex, and of course Midnight. We're gonna be closing off the show, and to do that, we'll be sharing our top 5 favorite teams of all time. Okay, huwag kayong aalis. Magbabalik ang MPL Recall.
Pwede pa ba magpalit?
Pwede.
Okay.
Welcome to MPL Recall. Okay? Yung top teams natin of all time. Ito na, ilalapag na natin once more. Ako nga pala si Leo, ang inyong host. Kasama natin si Lex of course, yung Finesse Lex, his Facebook page. And of course, once a pro player in the league, in the MPL. And as well, Sh1nboo with a 1 for an I. Live na witness ninyo. Nagtatanong si Lex, pwede pa bang palitan? Oo, pwede pa. Okay? I hope your list
Sakto bigla nag-live.
different. O sige, game. Ano natin? I-try natin ipasa, okay? I hope that our graphics and our prod can change it. Malaki ba yung change, Lex? Malaki ba?
Hindi, isa lang. Isa lang. Isa lang. Isa
Okay,
lang yung
sige.
pinasok ko sa 10.
Okay. So,
And syempre,
ano latag? Go ahead, syempre.
For me, yung number 10 ko would be yung Either Main ng Season 1.
Okay.
Kumbaga yung Brand Esports ng Season 1. Yung pumasok sa MSC, yung nagsimula ng rotation, that would be Either Main. Yung number 9 ko would be Finesse Solid. Siyempre, mas malakas kami sa Either Main yun eh. Tsaka love for the team. Number 8 would be Blacklist ng Season 5. Ayan, Blacklist ng Season 5. Hindi pala ako naglagay ng Season 7 teams ngayon. Puro Season 6, Season 1 hanggang Season 6 lang. Number 7 would be AA, Archangels ng Season 3. Number 6 is Signal ng Season 2, yung nag-champion. Number 4 is Omega ng Season 4. Aura ng Season 4 or yung Sun Sparks ng Season 4 would be number 3. Number 2 is yung Aura ng Season 5. And of course, for power rankings ng is Bren ng Season 6. And kung meron kung pwede kitama yung number 0 ko siguro is Blacklist International for this season. Puro ang consider ko lang kasi previous seasons.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
For me,
Okay.
bakit
So,
yan yung akin? Yun.
Okay, bakit?
Ayun,
As a whole.
for me, yan yung pagkakano ko is based dun sa, well, number 1, yung naging champion sila, nag-champion sila, nag-top 2 sila. And of course, yung naging pressure dun sa teams, although kasi minsan makikita mo, yung nababaliktad lang, natsatsambahan. Minsan kasi ganoon natsatsambahan lang, pero malaki yung talaga nila sa pressure na naibibigay niya dun sa other teams kapag naglalaro sila sa liga.
Okay, alright. Okay, so, kinokorek lang natin, but essentially yung number 9 dito is yung Finesse, right? Like you're
Finesse
trying to
Solid,
grow
yes.
your team here. Sige. Solid list. I like it. It's a perspective from someone na nakapaglaro nga talaga sa liga. So, this is essentially someone from the inside sharing with us their insight, no? It rhymes. Game. Sh1nboo, how about your top 10 habang pinapasok natin dito yung latest edition, yung gusto pang palitan ni Lex, right, as we went live. Shin, what's your top 10?
Alright. Para sa aking top 10, number 10 would be tama ba na mapapataas tayo na. So number 10 would be Either Main Season 1. Hindi matatawaran syempre yung Again guys, hindi to strength ang basis ko dito. It's a mix of that. Isa sa mga kinonsider ko dito is the impact to the league and the impact to the scene, no? So number 10 is Either Main Season 1. Then you have number 9 is Execration Season 4, no? Execration Season 4. Ang ganda no shape. Ayan yung introduction ni Chuck, no? Number 8 is Blacklist Season 5. There you go. Blacklist Season 5. Then number 7 would be Signal, no? Season 2. So Signal Season 2, that is the champion ng Season 2. Number 6 would be Archangel Season 3. Champion ng Season 3, MSC representative din, 'di ba? That year. Number 5 would be Omega Season 4. I think kung di ako nagkakamali, champion ng the Nationals yata yan during that time. So that's my number 5, no? Then number 4 would be Onyx on their first season, Season 4, no? So that's number 4, Onyx. Then number 3 would be Sun Sparks, Season 4. Halos pantay lang sila yung 3 and 4, Sun Sparks and Onyx. Pero they're really in very top shape during that time. And actually, during Season 4, ang daming tips ang nasa top shape din, no? Number 5 is, by the way, Omega, no? Omega Season 4. Omega Season 4. Number 5. So, we have, finally, yung aking top 2 would be, top 2, Aura Season 5. aura, Season 5. Iba lang talaga yung aura noon. Parang akala dinududaan pa rin yung lakas nila. Pero, man, Season 5 presence nila, it's still very, very strong. Then, of course, number 1 is Bren Season 6.
Ooh.
Ayan. Number 1 is
Okay.
Bren Season 6. Actually, pwede mong i-shoot yung Bren Season 5 pero parehas lang yun sa Bren Season 6. So,
Almost.
ayan, ayan yung world champion Bren Season 6
Okay,
Hindi na yung
almost.
matatawa.
I guess maganda yung parang layout nila. And Shin, papansinin ko lang dito yung 2 and 3 mo. That's essentially the same team, pero yun nga yung pagba-back to back nila, talagang it made them deserve this much of a
Yeah.
spot in your map. Okay, we'll move on to Midnight. Midnight, share with us your top 10 all time.
My number 10 would be MPL-PH Season 5. And then number 9 is, of course, Sunspark Season 5. Kasi Grand Finals Execration S6, yung number 8 ko. So, Execration Season 6, no? So, magbunyi, mga ano dyan, mga ka-creation. Number 7 is Signal Ultra Season 2. Again, medyo similar with Sh1nboo, no? Hindi lang power levels yung kino-consider ko dito, pero yung kumbaga yung dating sa liga kasi dito umusbong yung kambakan di ba? Yung parang kasi dati yung ML ang tingin natin sa ML parang one-dimensional lang. Na kapag leading na itong team na to, napakaliit ng chance para kumambak. Pero with Signal Ultra, it has been very consistent with their play style and yung yung image ng team no talagang i-expect mo na makaka-comeback sila. Number 6 is Bren Esports Season 3. Similar to actually with my number 9 and number 10. So of course, my number 5 would be Archangel Season 3 kasi ito yung Grand Finals. Ito yung moment na yung talagang nawili ako sa Mobile Legends kasi parang ang ganda ng takbo ng community, ganda ng storyline and nagiging complex na rin yung game with the introduction of coaches. So napakaganda ng pagpasok ng Archangel ng Season 3 kaya sila yung number 5 ko. So again, that's Archangel Season 3 for number 5. Number 4 is SGD Season 4. Ito, lalabas na yung dapat actually tatanggalin ko sa listahan kasi sasabihin biased na naman pero it proved the point kasi na even if you're down for the first weeks of MPL, may kakayanan talaga bumalik sa mapa kasi if you remember for the first 2 weeks of MPL Season 4, SGD was on the bottom half of the group. Ata sila number 9 and number 10 sila no first 2 weeks pero they ended the tournament on the third spot. No, they were defeated I think by Onyx nung last match sila. So alam niyo na kung sino yung susunod dito, no? So again, number 4 is SGD or yung Omega Esports nung Season 4, okay? So my number 3 is MPL-PH Season 4 kasi ito yung Grand Finals. So number 2 given Sunspark Season 4 and my number 1 is of course the World Champions, no? Bren Esports Season 6. Okay, number
Wow! Bren Esports really just showing dominance. Kaya guys, sobrang shocking yung Season 7 performance nila Let's just put that into perspective, alright? Bren Esports Season 6, number 1 across 3 different top 10 lists, okay? Let's let Midnight's list refresh here para makita natin siya in all its entirety. I'm gonna lay down my top 10 power rankings, okay? Here's mine, number 10, SGD Omega Season 4. Dito ko nasabi na parang yung SGD sobrang consistent So I think it's that consistency that made me a fan all the way until their Omega days. So SGD Omega Season 4. Number 9, Aethermain Season 1. The only reason why nasa 9 lang siya guys is because iba yung landscape ng ML nun So I feel like ang daming different factors kaya ang ganda or parang medyo nostalgic yung feeling nung Aether lang malakas or Bren lang malakas during that time. So number 8, Execration Season 6. Ang ganda Ang ganda ng series nila against Onyx. Number 3 sila during Season 6. So I just have to give him that much kudos. Number 7, Geek Fam PH Season 4. Again, they're showing or yung scores nila hindi ganun kaganda. Pero the fact na sobrang creative nung lineup na yon, and again with Why Not in the team, I'm a big fan. So again, sila ang naglabas ng arrival play. Ilan ba yun? 4 na arrival during the playoffs. That was just super creative. Number 6 is Signal Ultra Season 2. They are the comeback kings. What else do I have to say? Same kami ni Lex dyan. And number 5, Archangel Season 3. again, a quiet worker ni Nostra, ni Jeff Cutie, champions. Number 4, Brenny Sports Season 3, yung kalaban ng Archangel. Ginapang nila yung lower bracket and they eventually made it. Number 3, Onyx Philippines Season 5. Again, if you're able to get into your grand finals twice in a row in your sophomore season, that's magical. And number 6, number 2, Season 6 Brenny Sports, the world champion. And the only reason why mas mababa siya sa akin is because the number 1 is Sunsparks. Number 1 is Sunsparks. Season 3 pa lang, love ko na yung Bren No Limit. And then when they went back-to-back champions, the very first back-to-back champions, it was just crazy. So they have my heart forever until someone else does something amazing. Kung may mag 3-time champion, sila yung bago on number 1. But right now, it's Sunsparks, now Aura Philippines. That being said, guys, i-screenshot nyo na, picture nyo na to. Well, antayin nyo yung S5 antayin nyo yung solid dito ni Lex, yung number 9 niya. But with that being said, ito ang ating power rankings. I hope you guys have some context and understand why. This is what we put in. Thank you so much doon sa mga nag-share sa chat, yung top 5 ninyo, yung top 10 ninyo. And again, those are all solid picks. Alright, those are all solid opinions. Again, we're all just throwing back. Okay, so I think kung hindi pa ipapasok dito yung logo ng Fines Solid, ayan! Okay, screenshot nyo na, guys.
Yay! Season 2 lang yan, Season 2.
Season 2 Fines Solid. Okay? Okay, screenshot na. Yan. Okay. Alright. Well, I think with that being said, slowly, we are gonna go back to our panel. Lex and Sh1nboo, again, maraming salamat sa pagpapa-unlock sa amin dito sa MPL Recall, sa page ng Covenry. Lex, again, it's nice to have you back on. You're always welcome. And man, pakiimbitahan ang ating mga viewers sa iyong next projects, sa iyong next streams, and where they can follow you on social media.
Follow me at Fines Lexater na sa Facebook, tsaka sa Tinder din. Swipe right kayo, joke lang. So, yun lang.
Okay, that's Lex. Sh1nboo, ikaw man, ang dami nakakamiss sa'yo. Thank you so much for making time and joining us on MPL Recall. Where can people find you and how can they follow you on social media?
Yeah, Sh1nboo yun. Mga tol, andyan lang naman ako, mga kaibigan. Yeah, all I wanna say siguro for my parting words is that nakakamiss sa MLBB community. I love the MLBB community. Malaki ang utang na loob ko para sa MLBB community, and I only wish the best, no, for MLBB community. Whatever transgressions, whatever stuff is happening right now for the MLBB community, all I wanna say siguro is probably make sure that when kung sino man, kahit saan man galing, we always speak from the heart, no. Every stakeholder from the MLBB community, I think, may pinanggagalingan, no? And in their own right, I think may merit naman kung saan sila nagsasalita or saan sila nagagaling, despite the imperfections, no, of such arguments or of such whatever, di ba? Pero as long as if you are still invested in your own community, if you support your own community, if you love your game, if you play your game, it's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. Then your heart is in the right place. And I believe, no, MLBB will walk great miles pa rin, especially with the rate that they are coming in, especially with the way Munson is running things. They're not holding up anything. And yeah, I think lots of stuff is in store, or yung buong MLBB community is in for a treat. Hindi ko alam kung matutuloy. Hindi ko alam kung matutuloy. Pero I have an MLBB shoutcast coming up, no? Alam ko it's in talks, no? Malalaman nyo kung bakit ko siya, kung bakit ako nag-agree for it, no? It's a very, very interesting shoutcast na lang for it. If you guys are asking, if you guys are curious what's up. And yeah, I miss you guys. Nakakamiss kayo Leo, nakakamiss kayo Lex, nakakamiss ang MLBB community. And I mean, we have such a great time, diba, for that part. And well, dito, we're here. Maybe on different match, maybe doing different things, pero all is good and in good regards then with each other. So ayan, that's me. Sh1nboo with the one for an eye.
Alright, hindi pa tapos. Yun lang yun, guys. hinahanap niyo si Sh1nboo, ibig sabihin lang hindi pa tapos because you know how it is, right? It's all well in the end. And if it's not all well, it's not the end. With that being said, I have to hear from one more person. Midnight, kumusta, man? Where can we find you on social media?
Uy! Ano lang, facebook.com/mdnyt97. Ba't nyo pinatungan si Shibu? Grabe na ba? Shin, okay lang dyan? Okay lang, tol.
lang, pre.
facebook.com/mdnyt97. Yun lang. Huwag na tayo masyado mag-ano. Doon nyo lang makikita yung mga content natin. Tsaka ako ipapalag yung ibang channels pag may laman na, no? Wala pa laman eh.
Alright. Sounds good. Again, MDNYT97, thank you so much for the real talk. Yan. Nag-cool down na, nawala na yung heart guard ni Midnight kay Sh1nboo. Yung Angela skin, by the way, floral skin on the spin, it's out now. Sunugan Dias na naman. Before we go, I would like to invite everyone to like and follow Covenry on Facebook as well. Check us out on YouTube. It's going to be Covenry on YouTube. Please search it up. And for those who are looking forward to that interview, nakasama natin si Ginoong Valdez. Check out Facebook, 3 p.m. bukas, i-upload natin yan dito. And follow us on Twitter and Instagram as well. Covenry. Ganun lang kasimple. Alright? My name is Leo. Find me at LeoCastPH everywhere. Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook. Ano pa ba? I think I hit everything. With that being said, kita-kits na lang next week. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Tatalunin natin tong COVID. Maraming salamat sa ating guests muli. Lex and Sh1nboo. This has been MPL Recall. Peace out.